This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top four and nothing more. Andy, let's get it going, dude. What is up? How are you guys out there? As you guys jump in the chat, say hello. Andy, how are you doing, man?
Fantastic. We rocking that STCC t-shirt. Look at that bad boy.
Oh, yeah. Let's see it.
We just got off this weekend of a great convention out in Mandeville. Had a great time. Came away with some good stuff. I got a SNES, man. I am just racking up the consoles for whatever reason. That keeps happening.
Yeah, man. I love it. So we got Trumpet Master in the chat. Trumpet Master is a buddy of Shaun's. We're going to have him on. Trumpet Master, let's just nail it out right now. Food is happening in November and December. We want you on. Consider it done if you want to be here. Just give us the time. November and December, we'll do something for barbecue or whatever. We know that's your jam. Thanks for being here. So Andy, today we got some cool guests.
We do.
We got a guy. This is his third time. We've been on his show 2 or 3 times. We got another time we're coming up. I think he was actually just on the show not long back. And man, we are and we have a new guy, Gectonic Jake from Instagram. So man, I'm excited where we're going. We kind of meshed them together, and we're going to talk. You know, it's the second week of movies, but you know, we kind of blend lines all the time with video games. We blend lines with movies and TV. So hey, let's say hello to some people in the chat. I see Ellie in the chat. Ellie is one of my students from last year. Man, Ellie, it's great to see you. Thanks for being here. Gabby, another one of my students in the chat. Luna is Genesis, another one of my students in the chat. All the students
she's trying to have makeup work right now. You see that? She's emailing the teacher through YouTube.
I forgot to give you the paper for leaders. Yeah, well, I won't be there tomorrow, Genesis, but you can definitely turn it in to your teacher and they'll get it to me. So anyways, man, I'm only seeing half of the chat though. Oh, I'm not seeing Shaun's side. So Trumpet's over on Shaun's side. So you're gonna have to talk to them. So
yeah. We got Demoose 1829 in the house. Thank you for joining in here. And everybody else who is here. Nightbot already getting on our friends. You can stop that, Nightbot. We don't need that. But yeah. STCC was a blast. We had fun. We always love it out there. Kirk was down for a day. Got to preach a message out there on R2D2, which was really cool. That was a great word. If you haven't seen it, it is on our channel. You can go look at it from this past Sunday. Great word there. And yeah, so we're living it up, man. We are in movies and TV, which is a blast for sure.
So look, before we get going, let me do these shout outs for real. Ellie might be the greatest, amazing gymnast, right? She freaking is amazing. Gabby, she likes to be called Jason Tatum. She's a Celtics fan, and they didn't do too well the last few days. But hey, and Fat Boy's in the house. Fat Boy is in the house. I was in his chat this morning. Fat Boy was playing some games. He goes early morning playing video games, which is really crazy. Gabby, you're not? Are you a Celtics fan? Jason Tatum, isn't that your thing? Anyways, maybe not. So Robert Pop Springs, what's it say? Kirk and Andy, stay a prayer for me. I know. This is Gabby Walker. Oh my goodness. I was thinking Gabby from Miss Fatima's class for this year. Gabby Walker, welcome. Man, I haven't seen these are so did y'all know I was going live this week, Ellie and Gabby? Anyways, welcome. We go live every Thursday now. So I'm glad you're here. Oh yes, you are the best gymnast for sure. They're crazy good gymnast. But I went to step off the forklift at work and my foot slipped and man, let's just pray right now. Hey, look. We'll just say it right now. Lord, we just thank you for the amazing guests. We got 11 already, but there's only one that's important, as in needing some lifting up today. Got off a forklift, and Lord, You're the immaculate. You're the physician. Go in and heal his leg, heal his ankle, heal all the things that are wrong with his hip and the hairline fracture. Lord, I know that is a long recovery. Lord, I just thank you right now for just having a connection here for someone he can reach out to. We are praying strongly, and Lord, we hope that Pops gets better. We love Pops in the chat. Lord, best thing that you ever did for us was not die on the cross, but get off of it. And I'm ready to see you allow Robert to be able to get off of this injury and move and shake and get better. Lord, we love you and we thank you in Jesus' name. Yeah, I'm tuning in every week. Ellie, of course, welcome here. So before anybody leaves, 13 in the chat, make sure you hit the like button. That's huge because in these lives, before you leave, hit the like. If you aren't already subscribed, go ahead. Speedy recovery to Robert. Barry's in the house. B2, Patrick Little. What's going on, guys? And Bryce is in the house. Bryce, love you. So let's get going, Andy. 12 people in the chat. Let's see. The record is 41. Let's break the record tonight. Send it to all your friends. Tell them to get on right now. So speedy recovery. Andy, we blend the lines a little bit, right? With video games, movies, TV, music, nostalgia, because a lot of our friends want to be on the show, but we're in a certain series. So today we're kind of bringing music and movies together, and we're going to do fictional bands. I also, while I was doing my research, it's not just movies, right? Because there's all kinds of pop culture that there's fictional bands in. I mean, for goodness sakes, there's some on commercials and comic books and movies and TV and whatever. There's stories all over the place. Now, I don't know that you would actually pick any of those, but there's just fictional bands everywhere. And we're going to chat about them today because there are some that are big parts of our life, whether they're in a cartoon, a television show, and I'm excited to chat about them. We always let our guests pick the topic. And so let's get our guests out here really quickly so we can chat this thing up. Barry said, Nightbot, you're out of here. So let's get this thing going. Andy, you're gonna have to queue up that beautiful video for him. And let's do this. We're gonna talk about your Rushmore of fictional bands. Let's get it. All right, man. So fictional bands. Let's get our favorite. Let's get all the band together right now. Fictional band. Get our top 4 folks for tonight out here. Coming on first is our buddy. And hold on, I've got a cool little prop for him. You guys have seen him on the show before. We're gonna bring on our buddy from the real life perspective. Shaun to the house. Welcome everybody to the screen. There he is. Look, I got my 3D glasses. My 3D glasses are on, and we're gonna rock tonight with Shaun. If you haven't followed Shaun already, you are doing a disservice. He is chasing those watch hours. He is well over the subscribers, but he does just some great things. Opening packs. He's talks a lot of pop culture. He's had some really cool folks on. Jump in over there to Shaun's channel and give him some watch time, and so we can get him where he needs to be. Shaun, we'll come to you in a second. Let's get our other friend up. Another guy. We've been looking for Christian creators to help us kind of expand the kingdom, right? And a couple ways to expand the kingdom is these amazing communities that we've been in. And I typed in Christian creators, I talked in Christian pop culture, and I have found a bunch of people. And I ran into this guy's Instagram probably about 8 months ago. He has a lot of reels, a lot of shorts, and it's just some fun stuff. And watching him just kind of navigate pop culture in a Christian way has just been so fun. Welcome to the show, Jake from Gectonic. Yeah, there. Oh, look, he's rocking them too.
This is embarrassing. One of us will have to change.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, we're all there. Yeah. So here's the deal. Thanks for being here, guys. Let's go Shaun first. Shaun, tell our friends, everybody here, what's going on in your show, why they should follow it, before we get started, and we can jump into these things when you guys are done.
Sure. Hey, everybody. My name's Shaun with the Real Live Perspective Show. If you love 80s and 90s content, this is the channel for you. Just come hang out here. It's a lot of fun, very family friendly. We come on here and we do live streams and we talk about, so we got one coming up talking about, the movies turning 30 this year. So movies that came out in 1995, all kinds of fun stuff. And we get people on there. We all pick like a top 5 of that kind of fun stuff. And then I also do a lot of card chasing with my boys, everything from Garbage Pail Kids to movie pop culture, mostly non-sports stuff, everything from Minecraft cards to, just it's all over the place. And I'll go to Comic-Cons and sometimes I get the privilege to interview a few celebrities every now and again. And it's just fun. It's just laid back stuff, man. If you're into that, want to come hang and chill out and have a good time and kick back on the good old days, come hang out with us.
Dude, that's a great line. Andy, you and I have been over there on the show. It's just a fun time. He does top 4s, he does top 5s, he does the card pack openings. We were on there for Nickelodeon, and we were also on there for, what else did we do? Was it just that one? I thought we were there twice. Or we were planning a second one, huh? We were planning a second one?
Yeah, we're looking for something. I think we're going to try to do the toys that made us.
The toys that made us. So we'll be over there for that one. And then you've been on our show for 90s country, and then you were just on our show. That was your first time joining us, right. And then you were just on our show back in music again for what was it? What did we do last time?
It wasn't country.
Andy leaned in because I thought he knew. Andy, what you remember?
Yeah, I don't even remember what we're talking about tonight.
It must have been a riveting show. We were just riveting on the edge of our seats. All right, man. So you're going to go first. So let's get Jake in here. Jake, tell our friends. We call them the Summit Squad, by the way. Welcome to the Summit Squad, everybody that's out there. Welcome to the show. And tell our friends why they should follow you and where they should follow you and what you got going on.
Yeah. So my name's Jake Aria, also known as Gektonic on social media, and I focus on pop culture, geeky related content, and faith-based humor. A lot of my content, especially early on, was Christian comedy videos, and I actually had 2 accounts. And one was Christian comedy, one was pop culture and geek comedy, and I decided to combine the 2 together because this was before you could switch easily between TikTok accounts. And so now I'm going to conventions. I'm talking to the special guests there, people like Butch Hartman. And when I'm lucky enough to get to talk to someone at one of these conventions that is a believer, we talk about the intersection of faith and geek and pop culture. And I also have a YouTube podcast called The Late Night Geek, which has been on a bit of a hiatus, but it's coming back soon. So follow me on YouTube for The Late Night Geek, which is a talk show style podcast.
Nice.
Well, we would love to be on that, and whenever you get that back and rolling. And I didn't even realize that you were kind of doing some things out in the convention space. I know that you do a lot of things there. We and we'll talk about this at halftime. Hey, what's up? Todd Does All Things is here. Todd is going to be on our show soon. Yeah, Todd's going to be on our show soon. He is, we just linked up with him the other day. And so welcome to the show, Todd. He has a new channel, everybody. Go follow Todd. Todd, I can't give you the wrench today, but I will give you the wrench. I give everybody the wrench, as long as you're not a jerk. So
Todd's not
jerk. But anyways, we are going to talk about it a little bit, Jake, and I know we probably talked about it a little bit beforehand. We go to conventions, we preach in the conventions, and we kind of hang out amongst the crowd and talk faith-based at these crazy, awesome places too. Kevin's in the house, Girl Dad's in the house, Todd Does All Things. Love you, man. So let's get this thing going. So everybody, go follow these guys. If you have a wrench, put your channel in the description in the bottom. If you don't have a wrench, if you do have a wrench, go find the other guys like Todd Does All Things and drop his channel in for him. So let's do this. We flip the coin in the back, and Shaun wins, and he's deciding to receive the kick, and he is starting this thing off. So Shaun, you've been on here before. You see how it goes. There's a bit of criteria that goes with this. And so, Todd, you're going to need to know this, Todd, when you come on. Todd, I just keep thinking of that, the great pop culture right there. But if you come on, you got to understand that we consider the Rushmore, it's not the four goats, which it could be if that is your favorites. But the whole premise of our show is your personal Rushmore, your four favorites. Like, why is this important to you? And we do have a bit of an age gap here. So I think, Jake, you're the youngest. Then
Which
Andy.
never happens anymore.
And then Andy. And then I think probably Shaun. I think you're a little younger than me. You're in your early 40s, right?
Correct.
And then I'm in my mid 40s. So soon to be past
He's in his late 40s, people. Don't let him tell you it's mid 40s.
Yeah, I'll take late. It's late. I can't wait to be early 50s. I'm ready for that. So, but I'm still younger than most early 30s. So I'm good. I'm good with it. So here's the deal. Because of that, we have different mountains. And for anybody that is a sports guy, this one's pretty easy. This is a softball pitch. One of the big things that's been in the news over the last 20 years is Tom Brady and LeBron James, right? These guys are widely considered at the top of their game, and depending on who you talk to, would put them on their mountain at some form or another. What would keep them off of anybody's mountain? Well, it just depends on where you were raised. Maybe you lost to them. Maybe they're in the same division as you. Maybe you just hate their guts because of their smile is so dang pretty. Maybe you just don't like them. Or like myself, I'm a Saints and a Chiefs fan. I've got two guys that I want on that mountain way ahead of them. And another guy that's from New Orleans that definitely has to be ahead of them as far as Tom Brady. And I don't think rings does it for me. So he's not on my mountain. But of course he's on everybody's mountain. But if you live in New York, he's not going to be, right? It doesn't matter if you're a Jets or a Giants guy. Giants, you beat him twice. Jets, you can't stand him. So with that being said, yeah, we don't like Mahomes. We, meaning you. But anyways, so when this comes down, you've got to give your criteria a little bit. I'm this old. My dad raised me on this kind of TV shows or whatever. And when you map out your criteria, it's easier to know why you would not pick what everybody thinks is the GOAT. And that makes the show just a little bit more. Now, we only have to do it on the first round, explain kind of what we're talking about, and then we'll kind of get into this. So, Shaun, you're first. And yeah, who knew Kermit could? Well, Kermit is also probably going to be on the show tonight too. So I'll get him ready. So you're first, Shaun, and tell us what you were thinking when you were kind of mapping this thing out, and then tell us your Rosie or Roosevelt for number 4.
Gotcha. So when I first looked into this list, the first thing I just Googled like 80s and 90s, or just fictional bands. Just Googled, just Google them just to see what was out there and what memories might have unlocked that I completely forgot about what kind of bands are out there. And then I just dove deeper into my brain Rolodex from when I could reach back. Basically, I'm an 80s kid. I grew up in the early 80s. I was born in the early 80s. I'll say that. And the memory I have for my, what'd you say, Roosevelt, right, is going to be something that my dad had it. We had a Betamax. And for those of you who don't know what that is, it's a smaller version of a VHS tape. And he had this recorded, and it was just like this simple Betamax. It wasn't like the actual thing. They would record them off of old school HBO, and it was just written on there on a piece of on a pencil or pen, and it was in cursive. I'll never forget it. The tape that was on there. I used to watch this as a youngster, and I didn't understand why until later on I realized my love for music, that I am a musician, and I decided to put this one on there for that reason, because I used to love this soundtrack. Well, basically just this one song. But what got to me was, okay, so I'm just going to tell you, that way we can continue the story. Are you guys ready?
Yes, go for it. You're Rosie.
My Rosie is going to be Eddie and the Cruisers.
Let's go.
I don't know if anybody remembers that, but Eddie and the Cruisers is my Roosevelt. And I just remember the scenes because it's just an interesting movie. I was probably way too young. I was way too young to understand what was really going on as far as like the drama of the movie, but the music in it. And there's this scene where they're sitting on the rooftop and they're jamming out, they're practicing, they're kind of just trying to, they're talking about the band this, the band that. And all of a sudden, the pitcher, who was the pitcher? Not the pitcher, the catcher from Major League, Tom
Berenger.
Tom Berenger. He's the piano player. He's just this shy piano player that's in the band. Anyways, he starts with this riff on the piano, and then everybody else just starts chiming in with their own little bits and everything, and they make this song called "On the Dark Side." And On the Dark Side was the reason why this one is so important to me, because I love that song so much. I love that movie. It made me, I don't know. I just, as a kid, I really enjoyed that one. And the fact that, what was I going to say? There was something about it I was going to mention. And the actor, I've never seen a voice that matches so well with the actor. The actor didn't actually sing. The band was the John Cafferty Beaver Brown Band was the band that actually did the music for the movie. And the actor who played it, his voice is spot on. He looks exactly like the voice. So they did such a great job with the casting on that. So that's my Roosevelt, Eddie and the Cruisers.
I have not seen this movie. I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not been there. But as I'm looking through the cast, Joe Pantoliano is on this. What movie is that guy not in during this time?
Yeah.
Like, goodness great. We just did a review with our friends, and we did The Fugitive. And, he's in that. He's big in that one. But I'm just looking at the cast. It's like, I don't really know these guys as much. You got Tom Berenger. You got a couple people in there. I'm like, there's Joe Pantoliano.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, I haven't seen this movie. So. And Kirk's putting propaganda on the screen right now, but it's okay. It's whatever. Yeah. So Jake, I'm assuming you don't know this one either. That's what you just said, right? Yeah.
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 Is
what about you,
the
Kirk?
movie
You said
called
let's go,
Eddie and the
so
Cruisers?
this will
Hey,
be-
Eddie and the Cruisers, 1983. I just looked it up to get some facts on it, but it was on almost not every list, but whenever I typed in 80s, because, I'm always looking 80s, 90s, that's my first go-to, whether it's Chat GPT, AI, Google, whatever, to start pulling lists to jostle it. Eddie and the Cruisers was on all of them. I do remember this movie as a kid, and he actually named off a lot of the things that I was going to mention with, On the Dark Side, actually in real life was a chart topper. It reached top 20. So that's really cool. But yeah, Eddie Wilson, played by Michael Pere. Okay. And John Cafferty was the voice, like he said. So this is a good pick. It was on a lot of lists, and shocking that you went early 80s with your first pick with there, because there's a lot of really good stuff out there. And so the other guys haven't heard it. I know it just in passing. It's not something that's really solid with me, but good pick, man. Good pick.
Yeah. All right. Way to start the mountain. Jake, we're coming to you. So same thing with Shaun. Criteria. How did you narrow this list down? What were you thinking when you were putting this thing together? And then we're going to
Yeah. So I had a couple that were already like in my mind that I wanted to say, but I really wanted to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything. So I did a similar Google search of like different bands. And I think one of the biggest things for my criteria was, are they a band that was artificially constructed and the band members aren't going by their real names, or at the very least, it's a fictionalized version of them? And so because of that, my first pick, my Rosie, but I just want to publicly decry the Rosie being the number 4 spot because Teddy Roosevelt is my favorite president of all time.
Okay.
We are naming our son after him. But because of that criteria, I went with the Monkees for my Rosie.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
I grew up watching the Monkees. My dad's a big fan. My dad was always playing them in the car when I was a kid. And then, just grew up watching the old reruns of it. And the music is so bouncy and fun. And people are still covering it to this day. Like, even though they're a fake band, none of them could sing or play instruments when they started the show. By the end of it, they became a full-fledged band. And people are still covering their music to this day.
So I love this pick. This is a very high Benjamin, which is what we call our honorable mentions for me. It's a high one because I remember, Shaun, you're here, which is funny because I remember on Nickelodeon, the Monkees used to play in like the morning in the early 90s, maybe late 80s. And it was syndicated from, what is it, the 60s, early 70s, whatever it was. And I loved this show. This is a precursor for about 6 or 7 different Disney movie or TV shows that followed this same model of following a fake band and kind of their journey. And these guys ended up having some chart toppers. I mean, I'm a Believer. Was probably the big one. But hey, we're the Monkees. I can still in my brain see the intro to the Monkees where they're all kind of like running around and hitting each other with a surfboard and playing around on the beach. Such a good wholesome show back then. I don't know how long it's been since I actually seen it. It's probably just terrible, but I have very fond memories of the Monkees.
Show.
Yeah,
it's the 60s.
Super fun, super fond memories. Love this show. And it's probably about 5 or 6. I was hoping to maybe nail them in the in the background. But part of my criteria, and one of the things I was going to mention, Andy, and then I'll let you guys go, was there's some bands that are completely fictional. And then there's some bands that started fictional that became in real life bands. And then there's some other bands that in real life think they're fictional. And there's all kinds of spin around that we can kind of use. And the Monkees nail out about 6 bands that I know that started fictional and in real life at least put an album out or toured of some sort, and the Monkees are really hot. So anyways, Mystically's in the house, Patrick Little. People say we monkey around, but we're too busy singing. Get anybody down. Hey, what a monkey. Yeah, I love it. The Beatles wish they had a monkey. I love that.
So,
Jake,
is this the one you messaged in the group about? You were like,
no, I have one that I think is really going to push the boundaries of it. We'll see.
Because I was going to say this one's not controversial. That's what I was thinking, but this is a good one. I remember my dad and my mom like showing me this stuff. There, whatever. I never really cared for it because, I mean, it just not that I was kind of in impartial to it. It doesn't really matter to me. But I like this pick. I mean, I'm a Believer's.
Yeah,
one of the staple songs of ever.
Let's look in the house, Hector. Faith and Fandom from the Facebook side. Say hello. Hello.
He's got some picks going on. I like that. All right. So, Shaun, what do you think about the Monkees?
Monkees are great. I remember flipping through, like you said, back in the 80s. It would be on the television. And I just remember those scenes where they're running in fast speed motion, running down the street, trying to get wherever they need to go. I just remember those all the time in the series. And we loved the Monkees so much that when camcorders came out, my dad would set up the camera and we would play music videos. He would just sit on a tripod and go over to his record player and put on random, everything, all kinds of different stuff. But I remember specifically one of the ones I wanted to sing was the theme for the Monkees. Hey, hey, we're the Monkees. And so I somewhere buried it back here. I have a whole movie of when I was probably 6 or 7, or 5 even, holding a microphone in the living room, and the microphone was hooked up too. And we had the record player going on, and we would just make our own little home videos, man. It was music videos. So
I love that. So if you ever come across that, you're gonna have to stream that. You're gonna have to show that.
As long as I have clothes on, for whatever reason, I have a lot of. We have a lot of home movies where us running around in our underwear for whatever reason. I don't know why, but
that's what 5-year-olds
in the 90s.
It was the 80s. It was the 80s.
Yeah.
Before everyone put everything on the internet, your kids could kind of just be kids, and then you had to make sure that they were internet ready whenever you were videotaping them. Once phones became more prevalent.
That is a good point.
Look at Kevin's message.
I love that. I was literally thinking that in my head. He says, Milli Vanilli is my favorite fake group.
That's good.
Blame it on the rain.
Dude, don't give me Milli Vanilli was the it when it back in the day, and then we found out.
Yeah.
And just a shout out to Faith and Fandom. I do know who. I know the references to their list there. We've got a little Scott Pilgrim action, and then we've got Mouse Rat from Parks and Rec. So I get those references.
And those are good. Those are good stuff. So. Hey,
girl,
so Andy,
girl, you know. Sorry.
So Andy, I think I'm last in movies.
Yeah,
right?
I'm up next.
So you're up next.
Yeah, I mean, for me, criteria getting into my pick, I had to love the movie / TV show and love the song, and be able to pick out songs. All of the bands that I'm picking tonight are songs that I regularly listen to, or movie TVs that I regularly watch, right? So I love these things, and part of the draw to the movie or TV show is this artist, right? So they're kind of a staple in the movie or TV show. So that's kind of where I went with that. But to be honest with you, my Benjamins fit that criteria too. So it was really difficult to make this list. We've got a very extensive Benjamins list. None of which have been taken yet, though, so that's good. We're I don't know if that's a good thing. I'll just have to pick at that point. But I
love Bryce's pick. That hasn't been mentioned yet.
Yeah. So for my Rosie, we're gonna go back to the year 1992. What was happening in 1992? My brother was born. Rugrats debuted, I believe, in 1992. Actually, the 3 big Nicktoons came out in 1992. And my favorite movie of all time came out. I'm going Crucial Taunt from Wayne's World. They were Cassandra was on the thumbnail. I had to pick this one. Why you wanna break my heart, dude? That's such a great song. I have a playlist on Spotify, personal playlist. I have a personal playlist on my Spotify called Bangers, and that is one of the ones that are on there. It's such a great song. Their cover of Ballroom Blitz is so good when they're performing that, and it's bonus points for the fact that when they're performing it, they have all the bonus endings to the. Let's do this Scooby-Doo ending. But yeah, I'm gonna go Cassandra. I'm going with Crucial Taunt. They're just fantastic. I can't speak much more about it. It's my favorite movie. I've shared it plenty of times. When I watch this movie, my wife won't watch it with me because she gets aggravated because I just say every line of the movie. It doesn't matter if it's Wayne's World 1 or 2. I love them both equally. But man, Crucial Taunt, going with Cassandra, Tia Carrere, whatever, however you pronounce her last name.
It's pronounced it's pronounced Tia.
Yeah. If she was the president, she would be Abraham Lincoln.
Dude, I think every person had a crush on Tia back then. Yeah, I put her on there for a reason. I had you pegged for this for sure, and I this is the one that I wasn't sure if you were actually going to put them on because I didn't know, because I love Wayne's World. That I love that you love Wayne's World, and I know that, but I didn't know how much you actually loved this band of it. I thought you might use some criteria to avoid putting this on, but you've talked about Wayne's World your whole life. I mean, Tia was the first person I thought of to put on the thumbnail, and I was like, "Yep, yeah, we're gonna do that." And if you've been around long enough, you know that I try and put some hints of what I think are going to be either Andy or I picked in the thumbnail and the Instagram and all that. Patrick Little's coming in hot. He went number 1, the Monkees. What? Wild Stallions, Gorillas. There's a Gorillas in the house. 2 Gorillas. I've seen Gorillas twice. And School of Rock. Great picks. And Bryce, Cantina Band, Big Time Rush. Now there's the
Oh
Monkees.
my gosh.
Big Time Rush is the Monkees that I was thinking of today. And that's one of them. That one band from Sopranos. And is IDK, I don't know, or is that really a band? Yeah, I don't
I completely forgot about the model notes for the Cantina Band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so
Yeah,
that's two good picks.
all right.
Or
Todd,
Max Rebo.
Yeah.
Todd says Sing Street from Sing Street, School of Rock from School of Rock, Infant Sorrow from Get Him to the Greek, and the Blues Brothers. All right, so
What do you guys think? Real
what do
quick,
you guys think,
I heard yours, but I want to say, you guys Wayne's World fans, Crucial Taunt fans? What do we think?
I do like Wayne's World. I enjoy it a lot. I wouldn't put it in like my top 10 favorite movies, but I do enjoy the movie.
It's my number 1 and my number 2 favorite movies of all time. Wayne's World 1 and Wayne's World 2.
I don't think I've seen Wayne's World 2.
I'm with you, Andy. It's definitely in my top 10. Both of them are. They're both fantastic. Great pick, dude. Great pick. Crucial Taunt. Phenomenal movies. They just don't make them like that anymore, man. That was such an era of SNL, actors that were just top notch, and they knew what they were doing, and really good content, really great movies, really great casts, all the cameos that they're able to get in there. The band, like you said, was fantastic. Golly, great. I love Wayne's World, part 1 and part 2.
Also,
great.
bonus points that Cassandra was the bassist too.
Yeah.
of that band. I mean, how like a front woman bassist.
Yeah, totally.
different.
They could have just placed her as just a singer up there, and it would have been fine. But just the fact they had her playing instruments, that definitely.
And if you watch it, like the way she holds it, like she looks. I'm not saying she's playing what's happening there necessarily, but like you're like, okay. I mean, you see sometimes where people are holding instruments, you're like, what are like? You're not even holding a drumstick; you're holding a toaster to play. Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah,
You
and
know?
she did it really well, because I remember she would when she'd be playing, and she knew when the notes were changing. She would look down at the fret, the fretboard, and just be like, she did a great job at it. Whether she knew what she was doing or she didn't,
I doubt she did. I mean, I don't know.
She played it well. But yeah, you're right. That would be the one instrument you could probably get away with, because you only have to lay down a finger, right? You don't have to
true.
know how to do this on a
Maybe
guitar.
that's why they did it.
look at Bryce. Bryce said more cowbell on SNL.
Oh yeah,
That's a real band, though.
no, that's yeah, that was
Blue Oyster Cult.
yeah.
Will was joined into a real band, so
More
maybe
Cowbell SNL is Blue Oyster
Although-
Cult. That's a real band.
Technically, Blue Oyster Cult is also a fake band, because they used to have a code name that they would practice their new material under and
Okay,
do
right.
shows under this fake name. I cannot remember what it was. My dad used to go see them in Berkeley, and I cannot remember what the name was.
Hey, that's a good one, David. Jesse and the Rippers from Full House. That was on my list. Always need more cowbell. Yeah. So hey,
I just fact checked real quick. Tia did learn to play the bass for Wayne's World.
that's awesome.
Love
She
it.
actually learned to play it.
I
Talk about a
think
method actor.
And Dana Carvey actually played the drums.
Oh yeah, he's like legit. He knows how to
Yeah.
play.
I think the code name was
Somebody's food's ready.
Red Shrimp Congregation was the code name that they went under instead of Blue Oyster Cult. It was Red Shrimp Congregation.
Yeah, Hammy and Son, our favorite friend that's kicking PTSD in the behind. Go follow Hammy and Son. He's a great veteran, been on the show. Guys, remember, everybody out there, if you have a channel, put it in the chat. If you don't have a channel, if you can't put it in the chat, somebody else put it in the chat for them. Soft white underbelly. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Girl dad. All right, so I guess it's my turn. Hey, so my criteria, childhood. We talk about it. Two of our favorite words here at the Rushmore Show is iconic and nostalgic, and we have a whole 2 months of nostalgia, just an excuse to do more stuff that's outside of it, which that's going to be here pretty soon. We're already booked all the way up through nostalgia into sports, but all these are going to be from that period of time, and all four. Let me think. All four of my bands, 100% in the particular movie or show, had a just closing performance for the ages, right? I mean, just all four of them killed it as far as and at that moment, whatever that show is, they were the best in the world. And my first one. We got a bunch of friends on here, guys. We have Gektonic. He's talked about as the Christian geek. Andy and I have always said we're geeks and nerds. Shaun, you mentioned it on your show at Nickelodeon, and we chatted. I mean, we're just a bunch of friends that love our nostalgic childhood and just love being a nerd. And this one here, this was a movie that I loved as a kid. And it was empowering to see that the nerds won. I'm going with Revenge of the Nerds, Lambda, Omega Mu.
Nice.
So Louis Skolnick and the Nerd Crew, they actually have this huge talent show. It mixes rap and synth and electronic. I love 80s. In the 80s jam, there's lights and everything. Then the whole thing is just they're jamming and they're beating in the talent show to win, to come out on top. One of the best. I loved watching the end of this movie over and over and over again to see the nerds actually win. The synth is just fantastic. And here it is. Here's one of the quotes. "We've got news for the beautiful people. There's more of us than there are of you." And then and dude, it is so good. I'm going Lambda. And actually they go by the Nerd Crew. So 1984, man, Revenge of the Nerds. There you go.
Nice. This is an iconic scene in film history. I mean, this is what you think of. And actually it was redone on I saw something where they remade it. Ah, man, I can't think. Anyway,
was it like a sketch comedy or something?
I thought it was something like where somebody redid it, and I don't even know. I'm gonna have to.
But look,
do a deep
they
dive.
had electric violin, a guitar, they had rappers, neon lights, all in the one. Yeah, it's just a banger. It was a banger song, a little medley. Go check that out if you haven't seen it. It's old school, 1984. It's back. I was 6. Probably shouldn't have been watching it because there are some scenes in there that I shouldn't have watched. But it's just cool, man. I enjoyed it. And that's going to be my Rosie. Hey, you guys down at the bottom, you like some Lambda, some Nerd Crew?
I've never seen Revenge of the Nerds, although I will say I was cautious about my number 3 pick because of the movie. And I'm like, oh, is this crew going to get on me for... So that makes me feel better.
You're good.
But no, I got nothing against Revenge of the Nerds. I've just never seen it. One of my teachers in college, his brother even wrote it, and I still didn't watch it.
Really?
Wow. So,
Wow.
I mean, on best movie ever, no. Nostalgic, fun, one of those like kind of coming of age movies you don't see very often where the nerds win back in the 80s. Because I can tell you this, in the 80s and early 90s, nerds were called nerds for a reason. If all of us would have been raised today, we would have been the coolest ones in the classroom. being raised back in the 80s, early 90s, you watch this movie and that's how they were treated. But it's just kind of cool. Shaun, how about you, man?
Yeah. I was just like you. I was way too young to be watching this.
Yeah. Well, you're even younger than me. So you're like, what, like 2? I mean, we were born.
Well, I have the memory of watching parts of this movie, and the main thing that I remember is that scene from the movie. You know,
that and the guy who played the guy that was in Bloodsport, right? He was the football player on the other group, one that's like smashing beer cans and stuff. That's the 2 things I remember the most. Yeah. Nerds!
So that's what I wanted to talk about. So you watch this movie and everybody just you have this perception of all these actors, right? Even moving forward, it wasn't until I grew up that I went back to just look at this cast, and I'm looking at it now. You look at this cast, man, these guys have blown up. They did so many great things after this movie. I don't know if this was the start or what, but you know, you have Robert Carradine, who is obviously Lewis, but he went on to do so many other things as well. I'm trying to picture, nothing's coming to mind at the moment, but Anthony Edwards, who was Goose. You know, he was Goose. And then you got Timothy Busfield, who was Poindexter, the guy with the electric fiddle.
Yeah.
You know, he was in Field of Dreams, and then he went on to do what's the movie with the kid from The Wizard where he takes over the base, Little Big League?
Yeah, Little Big League.
He was in that. And then you got obviously Curtis Armstrong, Booger, who was in so many different voice actor, all kinds of stuff. Brian Tachi, who was the voice of Leonardo in the Turtle movies.
Movies.
Yeah, dude. I mean, so many people. You got Ted McGinley, who was the head jock guy, who we know him from Married with Children. You know, I mean, and Donald Gibb, of course, from Bloodsport and other stuff as well.
Yeah, there he is.
Just to answer your question about Robert Carradine, he was in the Lizzie McGuire movie. So there you go. There's his.
Hey, Kettle Breyer. Kettle Breyer is in the house, and he brings up the wonders, the Oneaters, that thing you do. And Mad West, welcome to the chat. What's up, chat? Thanks for being here. We're talking top 4 fictional bands. Top 4 fictional bands. Thanks for the correction, Andy. There you go.
Yeah.
So hey,
great pick, Kirk. Great pick.
Yeah. So Revenge of the Nerds is going to be my my number 4. My number 4. Now we can jump back in now. Now it's TJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince. Here we go. TJ Jazzy Jeff, Thomas Jefferson, number 3 on the mountain. We don't need a criteria now, Shaun. Who's your number 3?
I'm going with Still Dragon from Rockstar.
Nice.
Because watching that movie, that's what I mean. I grew up in the 80s, but I didn't necessarily ever want to be a rock star from the 80s. I was a 90s grunge guy, but just watching that movie, it takes you on the wild ride. Everything that's your dream, right? Everybody's dream just wanted to be tossed into a band like that you idolize and everything, and just go on the road and live the rock star dream. And that movie did such a fantastic job at portraying what it would be like to be in that dream scenario. And obviously the music's fantastic too. You know, I mean, what a great talented band, and the vocals on everybody from the 80s had the best pipes, man. They really did have the highest pipes I could ever see, and you don't see too much of that anymore. So I'm going with Still Dragon from Rockstar.
There's my first Benjamin off the list. Great pick. Stand up and shout, dude. That is so good. Mark Wahlberg singing in a power metal band. How cool is that?
Oh yeah.
Hey, Mary is in the house. Mary is another one of my students. How are you, Mary? I'm assuming that's your mom's spot, but yeah, this is a good one. I got some fun facts on this one though, which is really cool. So, fun fact: Zakk Wylde, Jeff Pilson from Dokken, and Jason Bonham, which is Led Zeppelin's son, are the actual band behind the playing of these guys. It was really based on Judas Priest, Tim Ripper's life. And so 80s arena metal, hair metal, power rock. It's a fun movie. Fun movie. It's not on my list today because I remember watching the movie, but it wasn't like what is it, 2001. And so it was a good movie, but it wasn't a movie that was my nostalgia. It was like it's one of those movies that like, man, I liked watching it, but it's not way up the list. It's a good band. I love that you picked it. Just not super nostalgic for me. But yeah, man, good pick. Good pick.
Thank you.
Yeah. What about you, Jake? Have you seen this one?
Another one I haven't seen.
I remember this would play on like VH1 a bunch. Like they would show this movie a lot. Yeah, it's a fun one, man. I remember when I found out it was I like Judas Priest a lot. And then it was like, my dad was like, yeah, this is based on, this is the Judas Priest story. And like, you look at it and you're like, yeah, that's all it is. But
and that's the thing. I didn't really hear Judas Priest music in the movie.
The music was not Priest,
yeah,
for sure. But the story.
I remember that. Yeah, I remember that story. But I completely forgot. Like Kirk brought up the actual real members of the band. That Zach Wilde and all those guys. That's so awesome. They were able to grab those guys.
It's pre-beard Zach Wilde, so he doesn't have the full-on beard. But,
and you gotta love the head roadie guy too. Who went on? He was in Harry Potter. He was, that guy. I don't even know his name, but it's such a great job. It's such a great acting job on all those guys. And so, but yeah, good stuff, man.
Yeah, good stuff. I love that pick.
Jake.
Jake,
you're up with your TJ Jazzy Jeff.
So I almost changed my third one because I was reminded of a band.
You're welcome to change it anytime. We've had more. We change on the fly sometimes. It's all right.
Just because there's a band I was reminded of. Okay, I'm going to be honest because I wanted to change because the actor in the original band, but I'm going to stick with my original. Okay. I don't actually know the name of the band because I don't think they actually say the name of the band in the movie, but the band that performed the music was Lustra. And it was the band from Eurotrip who sings Scotty Doesn't Know. That scene, it's so funny to me. Eurotrip's one of those movies that I've seen. Didn't enjoy it that much. There's a couple scenes that made me laugh, but it's just not my vibe. But the fact that song follows Scotty throughout the entire movie, and every country he goes to, someone is covering it in their language, and you'll just hear it very gently playing in the background. It is one of the funniest running jokes in a film of all time, and not to mention, as many people love, and shout out to my friend WTF Alexa, Surprise Matt Damon. Everyone loves Surprise Matt Damon because him showing up to sing this punk rock song out of nowhere and only did it because he was working, I think, on the Brothers Grimm and happened to run into the director. It's just such a great moment and a great running gag. And the song is hilarious. My wife and I were just listening to it the other day.
Yeah. Eurotrip. So that was in that. Gosh, when was that movie out? That was
like
early 2000s. I mean,
that was right in the Van Wilder era.
So Kirk and I were actually just talking about this. I was listening to Sum 41 the other day, and I was Sum 41 always makes me think of that type of movie from the early 2000s, like the Van Wilder type movies. Yep. So you had Eurotrip, Beer Fest. I mean, you had all of these movies that were coming out. That were just that kind of coming of age, late teen, college age movie.
I consider those like National Lampoons kind of vibe.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just that kind of college raunch, flicks with American Pie, all those guys.
American Pie, yeah. So
it's in there.
This is a great one. I actually have going back to Spotify. I'm a avid fan of early 2000s pop punk and emo and stuff, and I'll usually just throw on because I don't know what to put on, so I'll just put on a mix playlist that they put on, and this one always comes on there. It's their one song. It's like Scotty doesn't know, why is this coming on? I can't listen to this in front of my kids, but so it's a good song though. Good band. I'll count it, although they don't. I mean, I guess Lustra would be the official band name, but did they do anything? Who knows?
Yeah, I don't think they ever say the band's name. I tried finding it.
Yeah, I'm looking for it on here, and I don't see anything. So
Scotty doesn't know.
Oh
What a
my
great
god.
song. Yeah, that song was who would have thought? Who would have thought that silly song would be as wildly popular now? It's more popular now than it
Yeah.
ever was before. I don't it's just wild that Jen has that was probably a teenager. I don't even remember. When did that movie come out?
2004.
2004. I was 3 years out of high school, so I was already living, out in the real world. So I remember watching it going, oh, this is fun. It's a fun movie. It takes me back to those, it was right when American Pie and all that fun stuff came out. But man, but that song, and I remember going, they got Matt Damon to get in this movie for real. Matt Damon's in this thing. And like, man, somebody's got some star power. And that
surprise Matt Damon.
Yeah.
It was fantastic. Yeah. But it's a hilarious thing. It's
well,
I love
but
it.
it's funny that you say about how popular it was outside the context of the movie, because my wife was 7 when that movie came out, and so
oh wow,
she had no idea that song was from a movie.
Yeah,
we had it on our playlist, our pop punk playlist, because we both like pop punk music. We go to When We Were Young every year, all that stuff.
Let's go.
And I was doing an interview with my friend WTF Elisa. I keep stumbling over her name, and she does a series called Surprise Matt Damon. And my wife watches the podcast episode and goes, "Wait, that song's from a movie?" Because she started singing the song. I'm like, yeah, you didn't know that? So I mean, it just shows how great that song really is.
Yeah, absolutely. Kirk, you're muted. I don't know if you noticed that, if you've been trying to talk, but I don't know if you were muted. Yeah.
I know my puppy was barking. She was having a good old time. So,
well, if you hear it, my 2-year-old's crying because it's bedtime. So sorry about that if you guys hear that. But yeah, good pick.
Great pick. Great pick.
Love it.
Yep. All right. So we got those. I'm now to my TJ Jazzy Jeff. Another one of my favorite movies out there. One of my favorite actors, specifically comedy actors. He pretty much runs the world right now as far as movies, especially very recently. If you are if you have any kind of Gen Alpha kids in your house or in your influence sphere, you know this guy because of all the stuff that's happening right now. But I'm going to go way back. I believe. Let me double check.
Careful, way back.
Let me go way back to 2003.
Wow.
Way back to 2003. And if you want to be the teacher's pet, baby, you just better forget. Rock got no reason. Rock got no rhyme. You better get me to school on time. School of Rock. Dude, for just that one song and that scene. First of all, Jack Black, I always say it. If I were to ever get big enough for them to say, hey, we need to make a movie about your life, and it wouldn't make sense because he's way older than I am, but I want Jack Black to play me in a movie just for fun, right? But I love Jack Black. It's just growing up watching his movies.
La 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 ba.
Yeah, and that's the thing now. People that's kids know him as this and as as Bowser and all these things. We know him way back, like Orange County and things before that. But yeah, I'm gonna go School of Rock. The movie is fantastic. It's a great movie. It's the whole premise behind it is great. But man, that last scene, and obviously everything playing up to that point when they're practicing, like you know how to play the cello, turn it sideways. Cello, you've got a bass, which you don't actually, but it doesn't matter. It's a good joke. The whole, I tried to put my tagline is, just because you're not in the band doesn't mean you're not in the band, right? And that was a quote from that movie too. But yeah, I love School of Rock, the whole Battle of the Bands. I will say this though, and it's not something that I necessarily thought about and stumbled on whenever, whoa, what's happening? What's going on here? It's not necessarily something that I struggled with before. But why is a public school, they're a private school, but why is the school doing a Battle of the Bands? Why is any Battle of the Bands happening in the middle of the day on a weekday? And it's that highly attended. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's a weird plot hole. But anyway, the song, the band, fantastic. I had to go with School of Rock, man. School of Rock for the win with a gut-busting solo. Dude, just Jack Black's riffing in that is gold.
Dude, amazing pick. Jack Black is kind of ruling the world. I mean, I remember back in Shallow Hal. I mean, like,
Yeah, baby.
I mean, you're way back King Kong days, right? Like, I love watching interviews of him. I love what was the show that he was doing when he was like wanting to like do a kick flip?
Do a kick flip.
Do a kick flip, right? Like, I mean, like so much stuff. Jack Black's just kind of. He's just cool, man. He's the guy I want to hang out with. Like, just chill and just like talk to. This is a fun movie, and it's a fantastic pick. And I'm 2 for 2, Andy. I am 2 for 2. So I hope you don't let me down on the other two. I hope you know.
He's in Biodome too. So there you go. We can go way back.
What?
Biodome.
Tenacious D, but both of them were in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't get past the first 15 minutes of Biodome.
Oh,
What?
I couldn't. I think it was the scene where they're like trying to kiss their girlfriends through the glass.
Oh,
I think that's why I was like, I
that
can't do
movie
this
is
anymore.
So good.
Dude, this is era of like late 90s
oh, dude.
comedy. Same thing with you guys are gonna absolutely crucify me for this. I hate Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah.
Wait, no, really?
No.
I have kindred spirits.
I mean, I don't hate it, but it's not my favorite.
I always get the deepest, most gut wrenching groans from people.
It's
Whenever
funny.
I
It
say I
is
hate
definitely
that
funny,
movie.
but it's not. It wouldn't make my Rushmore of comedies, which we've already done. But it is definitely funny. It's definitely funny.
Man,
But I can see why people hate it. It's like we were just talking the other day. My wife's friend, well, a coworker of my wife, which is a friend of my daughter's, Kimberly. She had never gone and seen Tropic Thunder, and and they all went and saw Tropic Thunder or watched it. And I mentioned that that's one of the 2 movies ever that I walked out on at the theater. And they were like, "You didn't like that movie? You like that kind of movie?" And I was like, "I must not have been in a good time that time. I didn't like it. I hated it." So, but I get it. I need a rewatch, but
I'm just a dude playing another dude.
And that's the only line I can remember. I'm a dude playing a dude. I mean, okay.
Well,
I don't drop character until I do the
DVD
DVD commentary.
Yeah.
Dude,
So
I love that movie.
yeah.
I'm sorry, but I love that movie.
Yeah.
That was the final movie that I've ever seen before the world changed. I think that movie changed the world because after that, you never saw any other movie that I can recall that pushed the limits on the dialogue that any other movie ever has since then. I have not seen anything. That movie, man, that movie was all about non-PC all the way. And it seriously, after that movie, I've never seen anything else that really.
And you know what? If I'm thinking back, yeah, it was just a weird time in my life. It was the time where I was kind of getting into church, and I don't know. I was just trying to figure that line out.
I get it.
I probably would love it if I watched it again. Like, for instance, one of the movies that here's one, and this is one of my favorite movies of all time now. But I remember when I first watched it, I was so freaking disappointed. Was and now I can't even think of the name of the movie. Oh gosh,
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I hated that movie in the beginning too, but I absolutely.
It's usually the one that like people started out hating and then end up liking.
Gosh, the Will Ferrell movie where he goes to college.
Old School.
Old School. I hated it when I first saw it. Now it's one of my favorite movies of all time.
You're my boy, Blue.
It's just probably I was in a bad day that day, but I love that movie now.
Yeah.
There you go. The fact that you said Dumb and Dumber, it's okay. You're not crucified. You're not crucified. But yeah. So Kevin says it's his number one, and then Kevin. Kevin knows everything. Kevin knows all. Epic movie, superhero movie. Tropic Thunder was interesting. Sure was. So All right. Well,
That all
This is
started
a-
because I was talking about Jack Black.
Jack
Bio
Black.
Down.
What do you
That's why
guys
we
think
went.
of
School of Rock?
School of Rock?
School
Yeah.
Rock, awesome.
Love School of Rock. I mean, that
Yeah.
was it's a classic comic movie. I can't believe it's almost 20 years. It's over 20 years old now, I think.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
is.
when it came out in
2003.
Oh gosh.
Another Richard Linklater flick, man.
Yeah.
He's got some
We're
great
getting
stuff.
blessed 2 weeks in a row, Andy. Andrew Weathers in the chat.
Hey, nice.
Dude,
What's going on, man?
Andrew Weathers was our biggest fan the very first probably 30 episodes, Andy. And then kind of COVID and everything else. Not COVID, but there was a lot of things going on because of COVID. He works in a big place where COVID's a big deal. And then now he's back. Good evening. Well,
Hey,
School
I'll
of
say
Rock-
this too, real quick. The School of Rock cast. I mean, Jack Black, Mike White. You've also got Sarah Silverman, Joan Cusack is in this movie. I mean, this is a pretty big cast right here. Miranda Cosgrove, right? You got a lot of big heavy hitters here. So, this was a fun one. I told my kids we're watching it tomorrow, so it is. That's what we're doing. Kirk, let's go to your TJ Jazzy Jeff. For your third pick.
Farhan's here, and he just wanted to eliminate Nightbot. So he triggered Nightbot just to delete him. Hey Farhan, welcome, buddy. Little Timmy. My number 2, man, Andy, you went what, Wayne's World, and then you gone School of Rock, 2 really big movies of your youth and childhood. I'm going to another one. You said Wayne's World earlier. I'm going with a different SNL. I'm going with the love of New Orleans, man. I'm going the Blues Brothers for my number 3. Jake and Elwood. If you know the movie, they are trying to save an orphanage and get the band back together, and they're on a mission from God. And listen, dude, I absolutely love the Blues Brothers. I love the skits. I love Dan Aykroyd. I love Belushi. I love everything about the Blues Brothers. Even Blues Brothers 2000, I think they said it was it got a bad rap, but I think it's still fun. I love the cast of this movie. I love the idea. And this fictional band, it really transcended a lot of SNL and late 80s, early 90s. It was a big part of, and especially if you're in the New Orleans area, it is, because we play a lot of blues down there, and it's just a great movie, great time, and I'm coming with Blues Brothers, man. Here's some of the songs that they played, notable songs. They played Soul Man, right? Which that's probably their big man. Oh yeah, and the little dance. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody Needs Somebody to Love, Sweet Home Chicago. Cool thing about the movie is just the car chases. I mean, they're running from the police. They're running from literally neo-Nazis. They're all over the place. These 2 guys. It's kind of
Dominic Toretto, who?
Oh my, yeah. So blues, soul, R&B. This film's 1980. So you got one in 1980, and then obviously 2000 was the other one. That's gonna be my pick today. I'm going with the Blues Brothers.
Nice.
Here's some other songs that they played. Shake a Tail Feather, Minnie the Moocher, Gimme Some Lovin'.
Give me some lovin'.
Yeah, there you go. And they also had a lot of supporting actual legends in the band. So here's some of the supporting legends. So from Booker T and the MGs on the guitar, Steve the Colonel Cropper, Donald Duck Dunn played bass, Matt Guitar Murphy played the guitar, obviously. Tom Bones Malone played the trombone, Lou Marini saxophone, Murphy Dunn the keys, and Willie Hall was on the drums. It was a master class.
Paul Schaefer.
Paul Schaefer. Yeah. He's done it. Rips and Brews in the house. Hello, Rips and Brews. Great show. Yeah, great show. Shaun is always over there with them. the sequel doesn't hit, but the sequel had some good guests too. B.B. King, Erykah Badu, James Brown, Aretha Franklin, Dr. John, and Mr. Harmonica himself, the Blues Traveler, was actually in the second one. So, dude, awesome. Oh, and not to mention John Goodman also added, which is, dude, the love of New Orleans, bro.
I'll say this real quick. John Goodman is in both of your movies so far, Kirk. I'm sensing a trend. You had Revenge of the Nerds, and now you have Blues Brothers.
I do love some John Goodman.
Let's
Goodman.
see what
We
we
got
go.
Soggy Bottom Boys is your number 2. For John Goodman.
Hey, don't
We could have all
get ahead of
John
yourself. I do love some Soggy Bottom Boys.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's a good pick. What do you guys think about Blues Brothers?
Oh, freaking love the Blues Brothers. I mean, that car, the scene where all those cop cars just pile up for like 5 minutes. That was the most cars crashed in a movie up until that point. That's like the literal record.
In one scene.
It's so, and then Princess Leia with a Tommy gun. I mean, that was, it's just, it is proof that SNL movies can be great. And then I just love when the Nazis go, when the Nazis go over the turn ramp, I was going to do a much bigger gesture, and I realized that would look bad, and that would get clipped.
Given the context, yeah, probably not.
When the Nazis go over the ramp and they're falling to their death, and they just turn to each other and go, "I've always loved you."
Forgetting Sarah Marshall, dude, that is a great movie. All This Snow, Rips and Brews over on Shaun's side. That's a good pick.
And he's carried over. He's carried over into Get Me to the Greek. Which is the sort of sequel. Not really, but it's in the same world as Forgetting Sarah Marshall. So, it's in the same universe. But yeah, that's the Blues Brothers is great. I put it in the chat. My favorite quote, the quote that I literally always go to is, "We play both kinds of music here, country and Western."
That's right. Chicken wire, you know. and then hold on. I think I got it right here. Let me find it. Here. This is glue. Good stuff. Yeah, man. Top five musicals of all time, I'd say. You know, definitely in there. And it's funny because a lot of people don't even consider it a musical, but it is, right? It totally is. Like, I never see, you know, because I think blues, you don't really see too many movies that are, you know, blues music based.
There was one very recently.
Yeah,
man. That SNL. So that was the SNL band, right? With them the whole time, the same guys, right? Mostly.
Some of them, I think. Yeah.
I just remember always watching the old SNL stuff with that lead guitarist. He was like the show. I guess he was the band leader or whatever. Yeah. Whoever that lead guitarist guy was, it was just shredded. But yeah, man, I love Blues Brothers. I love John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. I used to love watching John Belushi on SNL when they would get up there and sing as the Blues Brothers, you know. But my favorite one was John Belushi as the bee. I'm a king, babe. It's so good.
It's just not the same anymore. SNL is not.
Nah.
Have you guys watched it like the last few weeks?
No, I haven't.
I have been laughing I've been cackling.
Really?
Their skits, and probably last month. They're getting back.
I probably haven't watched it in like 3 years, maybe more.
I think the only most recent thing that I've laughed at on SNL was the Beavis and Butthead Ryan Gosling skit.
That is pretty funny. I did see, yeah. How they're just acting normal.
Yes, I think that's what made it so funny. Was that they were just serious, like what? Yeah, hey.
I don't see it. I don't get it. Yeah.
They're on the red carpet. Do you guys see when they're on the red carpet?
Yeah.
His makeup with his braces. Oh gosh.
So we're halfway through. Got 18 people here. We're on a little bit of a break. Let me give you a little commercial break. We got 18 people. Do me a favor. Make sure all 18 of you have hit the like button. That helps us more than you know. The comments also help for the community, just the love. But we have been so blessed to have gotten monetized everywhere. And honestly, it's a relief not to have to worry about that stuff and really just be focused on you guys. And honestly, we haven't made a nickel, and we probably won't make too much. And that's not why we wanted it. There are goals in your life that we want to hit, and we thank you guys for hitting them. So let's talk our commercials, though. And I think Jake, you'll be interested in a couple of these. We talk about these every time. This past week, man, what a fantastic time. We were hanging out at the St. Tammany Collectors Con, and I preached a message on R2D2 being your wingman, in that every Christian needs a good community of people to help lift you up, and you can be that wingman for others. The last time at St. Tammany Collectors Con, we had Darth Vader there, so I preached on some redemption. But our next convention coming up, I think is it Louisiana RetroCon in the beginning of August, I think. So we'll be at Louisiana RetroCon. We will be at St. Tammany Collectors Con again in the fall. We will do Peloton coming up, and we will also do Cajun Con. We've been invited to Cajun Con. I got to talk to him soon, and we will be in hopefully the Augusta Video Game Expo, which David Bryant was here in the chat just a little while ago. He runs the Augusta Expo. We're going to be over there in Augusta, Georgia with him. I actually gave him a call this week, and we talked about Andy. He asked us if we could come to his church the night before and preach to the congregation. What? So I would love that. Yeah, and go and talk some geek stuff with them. So we're gonna talk through some of those things. But hey, little Timmy, the merch is here. Actually, Andy ordered some stuff and ordered our new shirts. Once we get them, we make sure that they're good. We're gonna put them out and let you guys get them if you'd like. And we got a couple people we're gonna actually give some to for sure. But there's our next conventions. A couple other things that are on the docket coming up. We have a full list planned out for movies and TV. Also, a full list planned out for nostalgia. We are booking sports right now. If you're a sports fan, you want to talk sports, we would love to have you. I saw Keith in the chat last time he was on, I think was sports. We'd love to have anybody on for sports. And we're booking food, which is at the end of the year. We'll even book next year if you want to jump in and tell me you want to be in a video game episode or a music one next year. But we do them every 2 months, and we are already booked to September. So if you want to be in, you're in. Just let me know. We'll do that. And so the next thing, Andy, I have been enjoying some amazing coffee the last few days. I had all three of the ones. So I had three. I had the Mexico, the Ethiopian, the Colombia. Let my wife try them all. She loved them all. And I think we're going to be putting a little order in. So, Andy, can you share with our friends where they can put their order in?
Yeah. Check out the official coffee of the Rushmore Show. And I'll tell you all about it after, but check out the commercial.
Let's face it, at-home coffee can be pretty stale. Coffee at home doesn't have to be boring. The Village Coffee is here to deliver the flavor. The Village Coffee roasts coffee every week and sells online. Go to villagebeans.com to order your coffee today and use discount code RUSHMORE for free shipping.
Hey,
There
so
you go.
Andy, I was back home in New Orleans with you for the con, and I was like, hey, I'm going to grab a few of these, just let my wife try them so we know which ones to order. And I think I'm going to put an order in this weekend with my code, the Rushmore code. And
If you type in code Rushmore, get free shipping. I ordered mine yesterday. Part of the benefits of working with the guy who does it. I ordered it last evening. I got to my office this morning and my box was fresh on my desk. And it just makes my office smell so great to smell all the coffee. He just added a Brazil roast to the website. So, Kirk, you haven't tried that one yet. I would suggest throw that on there too.
So my favorite, I think, is the Mexico.
And that's Courtney's least favorite, believe it or not. So, but, everybody's got their own taste. I love all of them.
I think Ethiopia would be my number 3. So I'd go Mexico, Colombia, Ethiopia. I like all three though, but if I was to put them in order of which ones I would want, I would like to try the Brazilian. And then you got we've got some cool some cold brew, right? As well, right?
Yep. They're expanding big time for sure. And merch now. They have merch for sale too. So
hey, jump on over to the Village Coffee. It's in the chat, and or will be, and do that. Last thing before we head on out, over Andy's shoulder, above him on his left side, right next to a really cool stuffed animal that he's probably going to talk about, there is the Culture Box. Culture Box is hey Jake, you're going to love these guys. Culture Box is 7, or I think it's 6 now. 6 group of friends. They're all content creators and they're all Christian, and they all do pop culture things, whether it's movies, TV, video games, or other things. And we are members of the Culture Box. And one of those things that we love to do is just share our friends. We were on our friends' Geek Devotions a couple weeks ago talking top 4 anime movies or TV show. It was just anime. We've been on Retro Rewind podcast we reviewed The Fugitive not long ago. And Andy, we're coming up on the is it Cellcast? Yeah, we're coming up on the Cellcast coming up in a few weeks. Gonna do hey, that guy that's over your shoulder animal, he was in a show called Treasure Island, and we're gonna review that over there with Cellcast. We should let them know about one of our friends and tell them all to go visit.
Well, because we're coming up on that show soon into this month, let's shout out the Cellcast.
The Cellcast hosts Jacob and Drew review animated movies and TV shows, discussing what they appreciate about the medium in whatever form it takes, whether it's a traditional hand-drawn animated movie, claymation shorts, or a 3D CGI series. Check out some animated reviews when you subscribe to The Cellcast at thecellcast.podbean.com. And don't forget, Cell is spelled with a C and a single L at thecellcast.podbean.com.
There you go.
There it is. So that is our great commercials for this week. And thanks for being here, guys. Hey, everybody that's still in the chat, put your links down. This is a great time to share with everybody. What we love is that this community is so supportive of each other. And go and follow them. Don't just hit the like button and then roll out. We try. Dude, there are so many. We now, I think, Andy, we just broke 90 creators have visited our show. And you can find all of those creators I think all of those up to this month. I got to add this month, I think, possibly, if I haven't done it already, onto our front page. So if you've been on our show, you will either be on there soon or you're already on there. Go and follow all those guys. It's hard to follow 90 people. I get it. But I like to just hit the bell for a few of them. And if I see them in the chat, just go in and say hello. Thanks for being in our community. And all you guys, go support all our friends. So thanks for being here. Andy, let's get this thing on the road and finish the second half of the mountain. So, Shaun, you're up. We call this one Link. Let's see, Link. Linkin Park is a real band, so you can't say Linkin Park. Does Zelda have a fictional band in his show? Or is
he plays the ocarina. So
ocarina of the ocarinas of time. I don't know. You can't pick Link here, I don't think. But Shaun, you're up.
All right. So I've been wearing the shirt all night long.
Have you?
And
the
Oneater.
In person, my dad bought me this shirt about 5 years ago, and I love it. It's just a big promo shirt. It's got all kinds of references from the movie. So my Lincoln is going to be the Oneaters or the Wonders from That Thing You Do. I love this because I was 1996 when this movie came out. I was in middle school still. So I was right at that age where I was learning guitar and I was going full throttle with it, man, and just practicing like crazy in my room. And this was just another one of those inspirational movies that it's a band that is just coming up, and they get, the record contract of a lifetime, and they get to live the whatever rock star in the 60s life that could be. But another a fantastic movie directed by and written by Tom Hanks. The cast is phenomenal, but yeah, the Oneaters in there. You got everybody from Liv Tyler to Charlize Theron, Tom Everscott, who is a drummer. You got Jonathan Stace. And then one of my favorite underrated actors. The Oneaters. Yeah. One of my favorite underrated actors is Steve Zahn.
Yeah.
Steve Zahn, and I think he's just phenomenal, especially in this movie. Just a comic relief in there. And then you got Ethan Embry, who was in Vegas Vacation as Rusty and all kinds of other stuff as well. Oh, he was Dutch. If you ever saw the movie Dutch with Ed O'Neill when he was really young.
Dude, I love Dutch.
Yeah. So, and Kevin Pollak and Chris Isaac even made a cameo in this movie. He was his uncle who let him record in their church. He was the preacher. That was Chris Isaac of all people, guys. But anyways, yeah, so many great actors, such a great story, fun. The music rocks. There's not one song on that hit record that they made that I do not like. So the Oneaters are my Lincoln.
Yeah,
so that song
also,
was
Colin Hanks, his son, is in this one.
And
Bryan Cranston, too.
So Adam Schlesinger was from Fountains of Wayne. He wrote this. So
right.
This song has got it going on. This song got an Oscar nomination for Best Original.
As it should. But yeah, Colin Hanks was in it for just a second. He was he was the usher chauffeuring Liv Tyler down some red carpet or something like that. That was his cameo in there.
So it was
Neil Page is his name.
60s music industry.
I will say this too, as a drummer, believe it or not, that beat and that thing you do, that doom cha cha doom cha doom cha cha, like that's not just originated by the Wonders. But I remember like writing music, and like if we would throw that kind of beat in, we're like throwing a Wonders beat. Like that's, I don't know why I associated that beat with that one. And this is a great movie. You took another Benjamin. You're stealing my Benjamins now. That's your MO.
Hey, aren't you the Oneaters?
Yeah.
That's the best, man. It like when they're the Oneaters, and everybody got it wrong because they're trying to be like the Beatles. It's such a good running gag. Love it.
I love this one. What do you have you seen this one, Jake?
I haven't.
I haven't seen it. All right, you should.
I know. I am failing hard on what I have and have not seen.
Yeah, it's like at this point, I don't even want to ask you. Just come out and tell.
Also, I will speak up if I've seen it. I'm like, I get that reference. I'm like Captain America and Avengers.
Yeah.
I understood that reference. Flying monkeys. Yeah.
Yeah. So, good one. Good pick. I love this. I love the show. I didn't even notice.
What's funny?
Actually trying to figure out the
ChatGPT says this is a certified banger.
Oh, that thing
Indeed.
you do.
And you know what? I also remember running in gym class. It made the radio waves. It was on the radio because I would be
1996. That's my senior year.
Nice. Yeah. So this was on the radio. This one did make it mainstream because I remember having a jog in the lap in the gym for PE class, and he would always turn on the radio. And I remember and of course, I grew up with a bunch of kids who were either listening to heavy metal or country. Nobody was into this stuff and watched a lot of movies and TV like I did. So I remember just sitting there in my head going, oh yeah, this is my jam. That thing you do. I'm sitting there running, jogging.
What a great running song.
Yeah.
Very much just motivates you to press in.
That's right. I have a tiger, baby.
Tiger. Exactly. That's like the next montage is going to be that.
I love it.
That'd be a great Rushmore, just like top 4 workout songs.
Well, we've talked about it.
Yeah.
Top 4 walk.
I often think about it, like when I go to the gym and I watch other people working out, I'm like, What are you listening?
What are you listening to?
Yeah.
What is that person?
It's like that
listening
guy
to?
you always send me, Andy, the drummer, where he's just sitting on the
Oh,
edge of
dude, that guy's so fun. I don't know if you've seen. I don't know his name, but he's like it's like the security camera from a gym, and he's like on the bench, and he's like playing air drums to a song, but it's spot on. And it's like that's his whole shtick with his channel. Like he's got tons of videos of just that. But anyway, I digress. That's a great pick. That is a great pick. I love where we went there. Jake, we're up to you with a movie you've actually seen. What? Where are you? Or have you not seen this one? No, I'm just gonna say with you. What's your link? What's your next pick, man?
Okay, so this one is way less to do with the music and more the absolute cultural landmark that they are, and the impact it had on young men such as myself, and that is the Hex Girls from Scooby-Doo. Because it that movie, I feel like, is one of the places where goth went from this really niche, like, social group to everyone now kind of knew what goth was. It's hitting the mainstream, and like suddenly guys are like, oh, I think I like goth girls. And then this ends up being the woman I marry, who is looking like she's dressed like a hex girl in this picture. But no, it was such a moment in my childhood of like, I like that.
Everything makes sense now in life.
Everything is making sense. Hey, Hex Girls, good pick. From the movie, basically a Scooby. Yeah, and I
not from Velma.
Yeah, I
not the Hex Girls from Velma.
I absolutely love this pick. Not big on mine. Essentially, not because they're not great, and not that I don't love goth, but the fact that these movies I watched with my kids, and they weren't really big on my Rushmore, but they are on a lot of lists. Here's a fun thing: the name of the ladies: Thorn, Dusk, and Luna. Thorn, Dusk, and Luna. Earth, Wind, Fire, and Air. Earth, Wind, Fire, and Air. Yeah. Dude, good pick. And I love the fact that you reined us in with a picture of your wife and shown us why. Which I've seen a picture of your wife because we social medias we follow, and I saw the picture of you guys celebrating your son. Like it was the gender reveal. And I was like, oh, yeah. You always kind of see people's family, and so congratulations on that, by the way. Yeah. And awesome.
My wife is about to pop. She is. And like,
hurry up and get this
she could call me, and I could have to go to the hospital, like in the middle of this podcast.
Let's finish this thing before you said he's being named after Theodore. So before Mr. Roosevelt shows up, we have to finish this thing.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right. Well, good pick, Hex Girls. Any thoughts on this one, Shaun?
No. No clue who they are. I didn't see the Scooby-Doo cartoon movie. I Googled them. Is that what they're from? They're from an animated movie?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, I never saw it.
Never saw it. Whatever, something.
Yeah.
So they were in 4 movies by my picks here. They were in The Witch's Ghost, Mystery Incorporated, The Legend of the Vampire, and Monster of Mexico.
Yeah.
That's what it says they were all in.
Yeah,
that is really.
And one of them was in Velma.
Yeah, I was never really a big Scooby-Doo fan. It was.
Let's not mention Velma. Yeah.
All right. Well, good pick, Hex Girls.
The Hex Girls in the house.
The original Evanescence.
I am super shocked. We have not hit the button yet, Andy. But I have a feeling. I got a feeling. Well, Andy, where you going?
So I may shock you with some of my picks. Not. Let me say this. I may shock you with what doesn't make my top 4. Probably will make my Benjamins if they're still available. But dude, this has a strong case for a George. If you put one of 2 songs on, and you're a '90s kid, specifically a '90s Disney kid, you can't go anywhere else other than the biggest rock star in the world. Powerline is my pick. We talked about before we went live, do we count this because we're saying bands? He's got a band behind him. Just because he's a solo artist, he still is a band. I thought artists / bands, it doesn't matter either way. But dude, Eye to Eye, when that song comes on, if you're not just like blasting it, if like, you can't listen to that song at a reasonable volume. It's one of those songs.
Yeah.
I put out a thing not that long ago on my own social media, like asking people, what are the songs that you put on that you can't help but belt out? Like there's certain songs I can put on if I'm going to have a conversation. I know that's going to happen. This is not one of those. When this song's on, right from the beginning, everybody else, like, we're going to finish our conversation later, right? We're going to belt this one out. And if you're not doing all that, you're not doing all of the little fills and runs and things, you're not doing it right. But dude, this song and Stand Out, man, I've said it, I'll die on the hill. A Goofy Movies soundtrack is the number 2 soundtrack of all time, next to another Disney classic, Tarzan. Because Tarzan is just from front to end is perfection, and it's Phil Collins. But dude, this song, this Eye to Eye is one of my favorite songs ever. It's Tevin Campbell, actually, an artist himself who sings this, puts this out there. It's kind of, I feel like has had a resurgence, at least of what I've seen in like social media circles, like because of the people with the nostalgia and everything. You see it a lot when it gets talked about that. But dude, this song is beautiful. Powerline is great. I'm going with that. Powerline for my link. And we can open it up to debate here. I know we said in the beginning, is this a solo artist? Is this whatever?
I almost let Jake just kind of go with it earlier just because I knew that he would have some controversy, but I buttered him up because I knew, okay, so I'm 3 for 3, Andy.
And you're about, well, I don't know if you're going to get my George.
So I have one of 3 more picks that I think, because after I told you, when I started out thinking I had all 4 of your picks, and then deeper research, I was like, oh, he could put that one too. Oh, he could put that one too. Oh, he could put that one too for other reasons. I don't think I'll just there's one more. Whatever you say, I'm going to say. I'm just going to tell you whatever you say. I don't think I'm going to be shocked, but I might not have it pegged number 1. So, anyways, good pick, great pick. Jake disagreed in the beginning, so I'm going to go to Jake. Jake, what do you feel about Powerline?
So I disagree because, okay, but like you said, we all have different mountains. We all have different like qualifiers for what this is. I didn't pick Powerline because he's a solo artist. And like you said, if you're not singing along to Eye when it comes on, then you have no soul. You have no heart. Yeah. And the Goofy movie is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I'm super upset that the Electric Mayhem is getting the Rock and Roller Coaster and not Powerline, because there's 3 Rock and Roller Coaster songs right now, and there's 3 Powerline songs that are already made. It's a sore spot, but I think it's a really good pick because that song is so iconic.
Yeah, and Stand Out is Stand Out.
Yeah,
it's just a great song. Great song too.
So I'll just say this: Goofy movie, not nostalgic for me, but I can see why every '90s kid loves it. My oldest daughter is like 10 years younger than you guys, so it's the next generation down. And she loved this movie as a kid, and it was kind of a little older for her, but Goofy movie is great. I had Powerline picked, and let me return back to, so there's a guy, and I wish he would show up tonight. I haven't seen him yet, but his name's Austin. He goes by Robert White in the chat. His son, or his stepson, plays on my son's baseball team, which everybody was kind of following the baseball team. We ended up getting 3rd place, guys. The championship is on Saturday, and we lost out a really tough game last night. But his stepson's on my team, and he's like, man, I'm so mad I missed the hip hop show. And I said, well, this week's Fictional Bands, you got to be there. And he's like, oh, I got to hear what Andy's going to pick. And I named off the 4 bands that I said. I said, oh, wait, I got it right here for you. And I said, and I didn't say, I said, maybe not in this order, but I said, Powerline is definitely going to be on there, 100%. And Wayne's World is got to be on there because it's his favorite movie of all time. If any of them are off, I thought it might be Wayne's World. And then what was the other one you picked?
School of Rock.
School of Rock. School of Rock is 100% on because Jack Black. And then there's one more band that I mentioned, and I'll see if that lands. But Powerline is fantastic. Shaun mentioned Powerline. You mentioned Powerline. I think if the criteria was changed, Jake would probably pull in Powerline somewhere, at least in Benjamin's. Oh, yeah. Great pick, great soundtrack, great whatever. Good. I mean, you can't go wrong.
Shaun, any thoughts?
Yeah, great. I love it. Great pick. I've been playing a Goofy movie in our background over here the whole time. And,
that's a good mention. I have Blues Brothers back here, by the way. So,
nice.
The video game of Blues Brothers, Super Nintendo. That's cool. Chatting it up.
But yeah, Powerline's fantastic. I mean, I remember watching. I was in 6th grade, 1995. This movie's 30 years old. If you have not gone to watch the documentary on this, not just a goof, it's fantastic. Go to Disney.
I haven't watched that yet. I need to watch that. Really I'm doing it tomorrow. That's on my.
It's a great story. It's like
Speaking
this.
Of tomorrow, Andy, you know what tomorrow is?
Tomorrow is May 9th.
It's my graduation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Graduating tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. I'm off of work tomorrow, so I might have to watch something beforehand. I might pick up and watch the Goofy movie. That might be fun to watch with the kids. Good pick.
What are you graduating from?
My master's. I graduating with Snore Dizzle in the house. Snore Dizzle has been lurking for several weeks. Thanks for coming and joining. Snore Dizzle, I would throw you a wrench, but I'm not on my other account right now, but I will hook you up. Thank you for being here. And Andy, you know what? Send them a Summit Squad video real quick. Shoot that.
Oh yeah. Give me 2 seconds. He's graduating. Finish that thought.
I am graduating from Georgia State the Georgia College and State University with my master's in teaching.
He's a master.
Congratulations.
The master of teachers. Yes. So
master of teachers. Anyway, all right, here you go. This is a shout out for all of our new friends, Summit Squad. Here you go.
Hey, and Andy, stay right there next to that because there's another video you're about to need. Okay. So, hey, if you're a part of the Summit Squad, what that means is you're a part of our community, and thanks for being here. And as we go, just leave your top 4. You can leave all of them at the same time, or you can go follow along with us. But it's now my turn to do my link. Andy, cue that beautiful bean footage.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm Crushmoreing. I'm Crushmoreing with Andy, and I'm going with School of Rock. Yes, sir. Jack Black. This performance is legendary. Jack, we talked about it the other day, Andy, and he is starting to almost be typecasted, right? The and all that. He finds a way to put it in every movie nowadays. But he is so if we ever do National Treasures, like this is a show, Rushmore of National Treasures. I'm definitely entertaining the fact that Jack Black might have to make that mountain. Because everything from Tenacious D to his movie library to the things that he does online and social media, he's just loved by everywhere. I mean, Nacho Libre. I mean, so much fun. But and then now doing Minecraft, all the new kids just absolutely love him. You know, the lava chicken. If I go lava, the whole place in my school will just go erupt, right? And they just love this dude. But let's go to what we're really here for, the School of Rock. So School of Rock the School of Rock song. Again, remember I said all of these have this anthem kind of finishing show, right? And the anthem finishing show for this one was, I mean, they got these kids and they're playing in a like adult, rock band talent show, basically, like just whatever. And these kids are just showing it out and doing these amazing things. And, math is a wonderful thing. They're playing AC/DC, Led Zeppelin. They play The Doors, The Who, Cream, your favorite. They play Stevie Nicks, Andy. But it's just a legendary movie, legendary performance. The kids in this show. What I love is, if you've seen Revenge of the Nerds, these kids basically took the whole shtick of Revenge of the Nerds to a children's side of things. The guitar, the keyboard, the hair, the all the things that these guys are doing. It's just awesome. And I love it. I love it. I love this show so much, this movie. So I'm going School of Rock. And you mentioned most everything about it. I almost had it as my George. There's one that's just way more nostalgic for me, but this was the most fun. I think it's the best song. And I think it's probably the best movie on my on my top 4. So
I still will when I do
so rewatchable.
When I come up with a handshake with my kids, I always try to throw in the shoot it, kaboot it, like the thing that he does in that. Like I love.
You know what else I love about this?
The bee's knees.
What else I loved about it is the thing that came from this movie. There's actual schools of rock.
Yes.
That are in the world now, like called School of Rock after the movie. There's been musicals and all kinds of stuff happening at real schools because of it.
They had a reunion, a cast reunion, not that long ago.
Yeah,
I feel like I saw.
It's crazy, but it's just one of those rewatchable movies. Yeah. Mr. Schneebly, right? And yeah, Dewey of all things, love it. So it's gonna be my link.
And those who can't teach Jim.
Also, side note, you could throw in another fictional band. We don't ever hear any of their songs, but we do see a picture in that movie. Jack Black and Ned Schneebly's original band called Maggot Death.
That's right.
Yeah. All right. So we're to the George. I mean, we don't really have to talk about that one because that's a hit. That's a Rushmore. But we are now at George. So, Shaun, you're up. Who's your George? Who's your number 1?
Okay. If this, Andy will probably get this, but I have a prop here that hopefully will give it away. All right. Are you guys ready?
I'm ready for it.
This is a PRS guitar, guys. And if you, the whole reason why I bought this guitar was because of this movie. And these guys decided they're a great 3-piece, one of the greatest 3-piece rock bands that ever lived. They're my George. They decided to take down and go. They're in California trying to make it big in LA, right? And so they're trying. They got this hit. They're just trying to get this hit single played all these record labels, and everybody just keeps kicking them out, and they can't do anything. So you know what they decide? We're gonna go break into a radio station and take it hostage and make them play our single. I'm going with the Lone Rangers.
Yes.
So
yes,
that is
Come
my
on.
Yeah, dude. Because at the very end of the movie, when they're trying to make demands, they're like, "We need your demands," and they're like, "Oh, we want a football helmet full of cottage cheese." It's crazy stuff like that. Brendan Fraser says, "I want me a PRS guitar with a dragon inlay." So this didn't have a dragon inlay, but it is the reason because of the way that guitar looked, why I have a PRS guitar right here.
My favorite request that they make, not to interrupt you, but you're just saying it, is we want 100 copies of Moby Dick, the book or the movie. They made a book out of that?
They made a book out of that? Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
That's right. Okay. Hey, and this one's for hold on. This one's for Jake down there. Listen to this. Ready? See if you can hear it. Can you guys hear that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah. Scotty doesn't know. There you go.
Andrew
I love
Weather
that.
says yes. Snore Dizzle says School of Rock is epic, and Kevin says The Lone Rangers, which is funny because that's kind of one of those things. We talk about the Onators being like a running joke. The Lone Rangers is a running joke because it's more than one. But this is a great movie, great cast, fantastic cast. I'm going to talk about the cast of Revenge of the Nerds. Steve Buscemi, Frasier. I mean, it just goes on. Adam Sandler, who it's like dude, this is a great movie, and I love it. I'm here for it, and this is definitely was my number, probably 5 or 6. But I had a feeling it was going to be mentioned today, knowing I wasn't going to say it. So I knew it was off, and I was like, I have a feeling it's going to be picked. So good pick. Good pick. Jake, do you know this movie?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Granted, a few months ago, I would not have seen it. I saw it for the first time a few months ago.
Nice.
And, oh, my gosh, I loved it. I love the scene
Snore
where...
Dizzle says it's on Prime. I might watch that tonight.
Where he comes out of the air vent and drops the machine gun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Kramer. Yeah.
Dude, this movie is criminally underrated. You don't hear about this movie a lot when you hear just comedies or movies in general. I love this movie. This is Sandler. I guess kind of early on with Sandler. I mean, when was this movie? 94? Not super. I mean, about that early time. But yeah, this is a great one. The reason now they're a Benjamin for me. You took another Benjamin away from me. The reason for me is because of my criteria. I couldn't just without looking it up think of the song that they did. You know what I mean? But I love this pick. I do remember the last scene where they're in jail playing, and there's like a mosh pit happening in the jail, which is really fun.
Degenerates, I think is what it's called.
Is that what it's okay? Yeah,
Degenerates. Yeah, something.
Yeah. It's a great movie. It's a great dude. Joe Mantegna's in this one.
Yeah, Joe Mantegna.
He's the best wide receiver I've seen since Joe Montana.
Chris
Montana
Farley.
was a quarterback.
Chris Farley's in it. Kramer.
Hey, so here's a fun fact. Signature song Degenerated, originally by punk band Reagan Youth. In the film, the track is performed by the Lone Rangers, but the recording was done by White Zombie's Jay Younger and actors.
Makes sense. Rob Zombie was in the movie. Remember that's
it's a legit headbanging anthem with gritty vocals and industrial punk.
Yep. What's Johnny doing now on a set Friday night? Johnny can't read. Johnny can't write.
That's it. Now
Kids just don't understand. Yeah.
I like the fact that they were like you could come off as like the band was the bad guy because they're taking this thing hostage, but it turned into the owner of the radio station was the bad guy because he was secretly going to change their format to like soft jazz or something. Like
elevator music.
And then they all turned on him.
Easy listening.
You mentioned earlier some cameos, but here's one of the cameos and the guys that you mentioned earlier, Shaun. Beavis and Butthead was in this.
Judd Nelson.
Yeah, and Chris Farley, David Arquette, Michael Richards, Lemmy was in this.
That's right. Beavis and Butthead, they called that they were prank callers, right? They were.
Yeah,
that's right. I forgot about that.
A love letter to the last gasp of rock before the grunge. What a great movie, Andy. So I'll say this: this is one of the movies that I ran into after I said your top 4, and I'm like, oh, he could say this for sure.
Benjamin, it was Benjamin for sure, but yeah, I love
this. This is one of the ones that I was like, oh, he might say Airheads because he's mentioned this plenty of times.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
That was right.
Snore Dizzle, man. I am the great Cornholio. Yeah, Snore Dizzle, man. So, all right. So, where are we at? Jake?
We are to Jake.
George.
All right. So this is the controversial one that.
Okay.
Okay. They are not a band in a movie or TV show originally. They've cameoed and stuff. They are not. Okay, so they're not like conventionally a fake band, but they are all 100% fictional people. And a character from a Powerpuff Girls joined the band for a few years. And there's books, there's lore, there's online shorts. I think you probably all know where I'm going at this point. Okay, sorry. The Gorillas.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because I love the Gorillas. I love their music. They're on all my workout playlists. And they're just such a fun band. I love the lore. I love everything behind it. I love just getting lost every couple years in the new stuff that's come out about the band. And weirdly, Ace from the Gangrene Gang became their bassist while I'm blanking on his name. One of the members was in jail. So it's just weird. The lore behind this band.
It's Blur.
Yeah. Listen, let me just say this. The Rushmore Show, i.e. Andy, is no stranger to controversy on this show. We said it earlier. I picked Mulan as one of my favorite war movies of all time. I still stand by it. I don't retract my statement. You take war out of the movie, and Mulan's not a movie. Okay? So in a like sense,
I'm hearing a but.
I get the Gorillas pick because you take the whole virtual whatever side out of and the fact that they're like characters and whatever out of the Gorillas, and they're not who they are. I don't know. I'm okay with this pick. It's been mentioned a couple times in the chat already tonight. So I think you're going to get support on that. I'm cool with it.
You know, my
the
buddy.
Gorillas play. Let me ask this: I'm sure they have. Do the Gorillas play live shows? And how do they?
I think it's just the video.
They just show it on a screen?
I think so. They have done live shows, but in the past they have done tours. I'd love to see them do something like they do with like what's her face from Japan, the digital pop star.
Hatsune
Miku. Do something like that. But what it ends up being is that the two guys that are the main guys who make the actual music are usually there, and they'll have visualizers behind them.
Right. Okay. I'm good with the pick. I'm not gonna ever, I'm not gonna eliminate anybody's pick. They're great. They were actually my Rosie of hip hop artists, believe it or not. So they were on there for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So I love that.
And we don't like controversy. But here, a Gorilla's great pick. I was gonna say, my coworker, our STEM teacher, we talk all the time about lists. And this, he came across we have like a deck in between. I have to say that slowly. We have a deck in between our trailers, and he comes over and he's like, "Hey, let me ask you a question. Does the Gorillas count?" And I was like, "I mean, it's your criteria, man." And I was like, "But that's a cool pick. I didn't go that way, so now I got to change my way of thinking because somebody else might." And I did not put this there in the beginning. If you remember, I said there are bands that are all completely fictional. Then there's bands that were fictional that became real, hence the Monkees. We've seen Big Time Rush. There's a couple other ones that have been in the chat. And then you've got the Gorillas, who are a real band, who play a fake band. And then it's just wherever the direction you want to go. I totally agree with this. Gorillas are probably the most successful on the list. All around, probably have the most hits, the best records, most records. So if you're talking about the GOAT of fictional, and the lore is really cool. And look, don't just talk about the lore, the art of these characters. Yeah. I love the art style. It is just like almost like graffiti-ish. I love it. And cool pick. I'm not surprised that it made the show, but because that's what we do. But yeah, good pick. Virtual band.
Shaun, where do you stand on this pick of the Gorillas?
So explain to me how they are a fictional band.
The people singing are not real. Like in the same way that they're more fictional than the Monkees, because I think the Monkees went by their actual names in the show.
Yeah.
But like how Matt Damon is not singing in Scotty Doesn't Know. It's another band. It's different. It's real people voicing fake characters.
So
in the same way Powerline is voiced by a guy.
All of the Gorillas. So the Gorillas are the guy from Blur, and I think it was a artist from Tank Girl. I think were the two that they put together, and then they got some other along the way. Basically, they designed the Gorillas as being almost like a cartoon art thing, and sung behind them and gave them the band. So in the band, so I've seen parts of like the A concert at least, and they played kind of. They weren't really standing there. You watched a video of them, and the music was live, but you didn't actually see them. They are the persona of the Gorillas is played almost every week. Like it's almost like the only reason that I kind of go not against this, but kind of like the Slipknot thing, right? Slipknot, they're not real. Marilyn Manson is not real. They're characters that they play, but the difference with the Gorillas is they're not even the real people in a character. It's a cartoon drawing that they're playing.
Yeah.
Even in the video, it's all avatarish. So that's kind of where it comes from in the lore, and they have like a whole comic book lore behind them, and like who they are, where they're from, that isn't real.
There's books, web series, podcasts. I mean, it's just every form of media. It's hard to track all of it.
Yeah, no, I never dug that deep into them. I really enjoy the music and the animation and all that fun stuff. But before I'd even know there was like background on these characters, but I always looked at them as the same as like a power band, like Audio Slave, a mix of all these different musicians from different groups, like coming together to make songs or whatever. That's kind of the way I always just looked at them, because I only know 2 of their songs. I never really listened to more than
Clint Eastwood, baby.
Yeah, Clint Eastwood, and then the other one.
Feel Good.
Yeah. So both with the singer Blur in it, but that's kind of how I just always looked at them. I never knew that they actually had an actual storyline with the characters from their thing. So I'm on the fence with it.
Yeah. They play full live. In the live performance, it's one of the coolest live acts on earth. That says it's part concert, multimedia art show, and it's kind of like a fever dream is what it's considered. Holograms via screens, projections, visuals. It's just a big show. But the guy from Blur really never, like in the very beginning, you didn't even really know it was him. Like that was kind of like the whole shtick. Was like, who are these guys? And then they had a few hits, and then everything ended it come out. But yeah, I think it's a cool pick. It's a good twist on what is happening. And man, they're pretty legit. I like their music a lot. I like their music a lot. All right.
Yep.
Well, nobody in the chat. Hey, chat, do you like the Gorillas? Anybody out there? Anybody?
Well, you mentioned it earlier. There was like 2 people who talked about it.
Right, they did. So, Andy, you're up.
Yes, my George, my numero uno is my first one from television. And I'm going to do this. I'm going to give you a couple of their former band names, because part of the shtick, one of the laughing joke parts is their former names. AD and the D-Bags, Alabaster Fart. Let's see, what else do they have? Nothing rhymes with orange. Everything rhymes with orange. Nothing rhymes with blorange. Phil Collins' dad. The Church Ladies. The Andys. And I'm going with...
Of course you're going.
Rat
Mouse
from
Rat.
Parks and Recreation. The Pit. I fell in the pit.
Dude.
Bye, little Sebastian. Dude, I love. What's better than one candle in the wind? 5,000 candles in the wind. Dude, they're so dang good. What's the other ones that they have? Well, there's some that I probably can't talk about. dude, Catch Your Dream, Shackle It to Your Heart. Don't ever let the whatever. Yeah, dude, this song, they're fantastic. I've said it before. I've said it plenty of times. Parks and Recreation. As much as I love The Office, Parks and Recreation is my favorite television show of all time. It is from start to finish perfection. If you haven't watched it, do yourself the big favor. Do that. I believe they have the best finale of a TV show of all time. Best final season, ends it perfectly. But the huge part, obviously, Chris Pratt as Andy Dwyer, one of my favorite characters that's in there. Starts off as a not lovable character, but the whole time he's got this band, Mouse Rat, and they are just central. And I love all of their music. We listen to it a lot. I have an Andy Dwyer action figure, not with me. It's actually at my church office. I love Parks and Rec. We were watching live as it was happening. The Office I watched kind of hit and miss whenever it was like actually on TV, but then caught up with it after. Parks and Rec, we watched it from the beginning. We watched every episode every week. Love that show. If you haven't, also side note, just kind of a bonus, Andy Dwyer becomes a solo artist in it, and he's a children's artist, and he's got the Andy Dwyer Super Mega Awesome Karate Show or whatever. He's what's his name? Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on it. He's Johnny Karate. Johnny Karate is his name, and yeah, he's amazing, and he's trying to rewrite all of his songs, which are highly inappropriate for kids, as kids songs, and that's a really funny running little joke there too. Yeah, I went with Mouse Rat for my George from Parks and Recreation, and Kirk, that's probably 4 for 4 right there. That's probably a 4 for, and
dude. Let me tell you something. I didn't have this as your George, but it was definitely the other fourth one. And I'm highly I can't be more excited. I wish Austin was here because I nailed it. Like I was like, bro, he's gonna. And I didn't know the name of Mouse Rat because I couldn't remember. I was like, oh, and it's the band with Chris Pratt on Parks and Rec. Have you seen Parks and Rec? He's definitely picking that dude. But yeah, I'm surprised this is your George. Not because of, I know that it's your favorite show, but I'm surprised that it's your George because honestly, I didn't realize that it was such a big part of Parks and Rec for you. The band part. I know you love Dwyer. So I was like, yeah, maybe. My George for you was Powerline, but anyways.
it could bounce back and forth. I love Parks and Rec more than I love the Goofy movie. So I mean, there's just that.
Good pick. Are you Parks and Rec guys? I've only watched to the end of season 2, I think. Right, Andy?
I don't know.
There, look.
Very much so. That is me as Burt Macklin, Guardian of the Galaxy.
That is awesome.
Combining two of Chris Pratt's characters when I met Stan Lee. I love Parks and Rec. And it almost replaced Lustra when someone mentioned it and I remembered it.
Yeah. I love the fact that in every song he tries to put "spread your wings and fly." So if you listen to every one of their songs, that's a line in the song. And it has nothing to do, like, he does Catch Your Dreams, which go listen to Catch Your Dreams because it's talking about chasing your dreams, but it's using it like I'm catching a wild beast and skinning it alive. It's so weird, the funny lyrics. But it says, catch your dreams, don't let it spread its wings and fly away. Like and then he does the memorial for Lil Sebastian, and he says, he talks about the horse spreading his wings and flying, and horses don't have wings. It's just, yeah, it's
he trades his horsey hoofs for wings.
Yeah, that was what it was. He traded his horsey hoofs for wings. My favorite line in that song, and then Shaun, I'll go to you, is, and here's the thing that hurts the most: humans cannot ride a ghost. It's so. I love Parks and Recreation. I love this Mouse Rat. What do you think, Shaun?
Yeah, it's phenomenal. It's fantastic. It's right up there with The Office. It's good stuff. Mouse Rat's hilarious. Just to see the progression. How they
Andy, I just had an idea. We need a battle of the bands this week. in our voting in Battle of the Bands. We like chart it out. This is a good pick. It's kind of apropos that you picked those four, but we've been doing this now. This is season 4, episode 18, and I mean we've been friends for better part of 15 years or so. It's fun. It's fun to kind of revisit and see just kind of how much we kind of know each other, because it is fun. And then we bring in our friends and we find people like Jake and Shaun that are so similar to us just by hanging out. And that's what this community is all about. I mean, like Jake just dressed up like your boy at a convention. I mean, a convention. Who was that you were taking the picture with?
That was Stan Lee. That was a while ago.
That's what I thought that was.
That was his last in-person appearance.
Stan Lee was in the picture. I thought that was him, but okay. Crazy. All right, but let's do this. Good pick, Andy. Mouse Rat. I have to restart this. You know, I went through the whole Office thing for you. Movies and TV. We should have done this again. We gotta revisit. So I'll go through Parks and Rec, and you're gonna have to go through something else. I'll finish Parks and Rec, but I'll have to give you something to finish. I don't know. I'll think about it. All right. I guess it's my turn for the George.
Jorge.
Honestly, wasn't my George always, but when I heard it or when I was visiting, I was like, oh, absolutely. Right. The greatest band in the history of history. And they had to pass history class. I'm going with Wild Stallions. Of course, man. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Now, listen, I almost made him number 4 because of Ted Theodore Logan. For your boy, Jake, you're naming your kid after old Rosie. But I couldn't, because I love this movie. This movie is so much of me, 80s, Keanu Reeves, Alex Winters, Andy. Nod to you. One of their biggest hits and their thing is done by Kiss, right? What's the name of the song? It's God. Wait, God Loves Rock and Roll. Is it? Wait, what's it called? Wait, hold on. Is that what it's called? God Loves Rock and Roll?
God gave rock and roll to you.
Yeah. 2. Right? Face the Music, In Time. I love these movies. One of my greatest comedians of all time, George Carlin as Rufus. But the whole shtick is finishing the thing. They're terrible. It's kind of like Airheads goes to Back to the Future married each other, which are just great films. But I love it. Socrates and Genghis Khan and all the things that they do. I'm going with Wild Stallions. Keanu Reeves, bro.
Hey, Shaun, didn't you rip some Bill and Ted's? I know that's one of your rips there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, sure did. I got a whole box full of them.
That's awesome.
I love a good time travel movie too. I love time travel.
There they are.
Look,
Yeah,
there they are. There they are.
Go.
Yeah. So good pick.
Off.
So
you gotta be careful. Yeah. Anyway.
Very unfortunate.
What's happening?
Karate chop motion.
I don't have the guitars.
Be excellent. Already on, dude.
Those are good. Those are awesome though, man. Yeah.
They're fun.
Bill and Ted, man, great pick here.
Wild
This is
Stallions.
one that I think I had you. This was in the realm of ones that I thought were going to be on your list for sure, because of just, the movie itself, fantastic for sure.
80s, right? When was the first one? 89? 89er. Did he say niner? Yeah, 89.
You on a walkie-talkie?
And then 91 was the Bogus Journey, which it was not as good, but I still love it. Very nostalgic, very nostalgic.
All we are
Bill
is
S. Frandsen Esquire.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is our top 4, and we got a little bit more. So if you guys been around the chat long enough, Andy, you might need to get ready to queue up old Diddy. we are going to do what we call All About the Benjamins. All About the Benjamins. Benjamin Franklin was widely considered to be the fifth guy on the mountain that just missed the mountain. So we're going to find out who just missed our mountain today with All About the Benjamins.
Let's get it.
So, All About the Benjamins. Now, here's how we're going to. Shaun, you won the coin flip, so you get to draft first today, and you get to draft last. So, you are first, Jake second, Andy third, I'm fourth. I get the turn in the first and second round, and it's kind of like fantasy football. It's then me, Andy, Jake, and then Shaun. Shaun, you get the turn right there. You get back-to-back, come back, and then we flip back-to-back again. I get 2 back-to-back picks, and we finish off with Shaun with Mr. Irrelevant Brock Purdy of Fictional Bands.
Whoa.
It's true. It's true.
I call him the Purdy boy.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I'm a
he
Niners
Mr.
fan.
Irrelevant. He is Mr. Irrelevant. So, are they going to sign him? I mean, are they going to actually do that? I mean, what are they waiting for?
I don't know.
Anyway.
I know they just signed Kittle back for, I think, 3 or 4 years.
$7 billion.
So, Shaun, you're first. We don't need to go through a big criteria, but and really, this is kind of, it doesn't have to be like flash and just boom, 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 but it's not nearly as big as our Rushmore. Who just missed your mountain?
The beats from Doug.
Dang it!
Oh! Right there.
I need more allowance.
Right there. We got the beat. Hey, this is the one, Andy. This is one of the ones. The Airheads, this one. Shaun, you nailing it. Airheads, this one. And I was like, oh, he could pick that one. Yeah, the beats. The beats for sure. From Doug and Nickelodeon. Andy, I can't believe you let this one hang for Shaun. You know he's a Nickelodeon guy.
I did. And
You know he's a
it was my
Nickelodeon.
5. It was my 5. But I get it. It's a good pick. It's a fantastic pick. I love Doug. All right.
All right. Jake, you're up. What just missed your mountain? You can't.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, so Jake, you're new. We can't mention anything that's been mentioned on the show up to now. So beats are gone.
Yeah.
So anything
That was not going to be one of my picks.
okay, cool.
But yeah, I have a list here of my backups. The Coco Bongo House Band,
Okay.
featuring Tina Carlisle from The Mask.
Coco, what was it? Coco
From The Mask. I didn't even realize they had a name for that band.
The Coco Bongo House Band featuring Tina
Yes.
Carlisle.
Okay.
The Mask is my Wayne's World. It is my favorite
Dude.
movie of all time.
The
I will never
Mask.
say no to watching it. And that band
Mask is so
got
good.
me into a really cringy swing dance phase of my life. So it was very impactful for me, and I just love that movie.
Okay. Everybody needs a good swing dance era in their life, once in a while. You just need to. All right. That's a good pick. I'm going to go with the one that everybody thought I was picking. Dr. Teeth, Electric Mayhem. There they are. Give me them.
So there were the three. There was the three that I was worried about that was going to tap in. And so they're all been mentioned. So I'm anxious to see what you go with next. Well, there are some others that I have an idea for. So, yeah. So Jake has not been on the show. So explain.
Oh, I mean, it was my first tattoo, animal, right here.
Jake.
This was my graduation present from high school. I'm a drummer. I've been a drummer for 20 plus years. Love animal. Just I love the Muppets. I love everything Jim Henson.
Barry's still in the house. Welcome back, Barry. All right.
Yeah,
So
animal.
good
There
job.
we go.
So
There we go.
I get back-to-back picks. And I'm glad because both of kind of low-hanging fruit here for me. I'm going with Alvin and the Chipmunks with my first pick. And that is kind of the cartoon version for me. And then I'm going with one of the best punk bands in movies, Sex Bob-omb, from Scott Pilgrim versus the World, baby. So there we go. So Sex Bob-omb and Alvin and the Chipmunks.
Yeah. All right, my next pick coming around. I'm surprised this one was never even talked about. We're going Spinal Tap, baby. Spinal Tap.
Okay. You reminded me. So that's what started the conversation with Robert. He's saying, "Oh, you got to go Spinal Tap," and I said, "Yeah, Andy's probably going to mention that. I don't know if it's his top 4, but he's probably going to mention that." I've never even seen this full movie, so
Dude, the whole Stonehenge scene is just iconic. The amps going to 11. I mean, all of that stuff.
Please go to 11.
Yeah.
And the lead singer was in he was the ponytail guy in Airheads.
Yeah, he was. It's funny. He's a rock star there, and he goes to Leezy. Yeah, I love the scene too, where they're like trying to find. All right, Chicago, and then they're trying to find, and they keep going to the wrong door, and then they turn around and they're trying to find where the stage is. It's a great movie. You should definitely check it out.
Fathom
All right,
Events
Jake,
is doing a screening of it.
What's that?
Fathom Events at AMC's are doing a screening of it.
There you go. All right, so Jake, you got another one. What you got?
Okay, I got 2 here, but I'm gonna go for a real deep cut because I want to get. I guarantee no one's thinking of Boys in the Sink from VeggieTales.
Okay, crazy. So I didn't even so I've never watched VeggieTales as a kid. I didn't get saved until much later. Andy, you didn't get saved until much later. But I remember seeing this as a children's pastor because me and Andy both do children's pastoring, and had to throw pastoring in there. And then I've seen this on one of the videos we played, and I completely forgot about it. And it came up on a list, and I'm like, Boys in the Sink, what the heck is that? And I was like, oh my goodness, I remember watching this. I can't believe it's been mentioned today, but that's awesome. That's a good deep cut. Good deep cut. I like it.
All right, Shaun, we're back to you. 2 picks back to back.
Okay, I'm going with an obscure one. This is one of the greatest rom-com movies of all time. If you've never seen it, you need to go see it. It's a movie. I'm going with Pop from Music and Lyrics. If you've never seen Music and Lyrics with Hugh Grant and Drew Barrymore, sit down with your wife and go just enjoy the chef's kiss of this movie. It's a movie about you remember Wham? How Wham had George Michael, and then he had his buddy as a singer. It's basically a mockumentary of Wham, like how we all know who George Michael is, but who was the other guy? And that was Hugh Grant. Hugh Grant was the guy writing the music, and he wrote the melodies, but he can never do lyrics. And that's where Drew Barrymore comes in as a person watering a plant, and he's just like Hugh Grant's like this has been. But the opening scene of that movie is like a 1990s VH1 pop-up. Remember the pop-ups where they would do the pop-up
video?
Yeah, pop-up videos. And it takes place in the 80s. Like it's just 80s band, just cheesy, amazing. It'll hit you here, man. And it's a really good movie. It's got a great cast in it. It's got the lady from Third Rock from the Sun is in it. It's just, you can't miss it. But I'm going with Pop from Music and Lyrics. If you've never seen it, go check it out right now. And then my other one, I think I'm going to go with California Dreams. That was a guilty pleasure of mine as a young teenager watching that movie. It kind of, when it would pop on, it was just about a group of what was it? Cool dudes with attitudes or something like that. I'm trying to think of the opening line, but the Asian girl from that band actually went on to do voices in Avatar, the cartoon series. So
nice.
It's doing that. But yeah, just a random 80s or 90s, kind of one of those like trying to be Saved by the Bell, trying to be like a Saved by the Bell kind of thing, but with a band thing in mind. So
I love that. Nice pick.
You've been Pete. Yeah. Andrew. All right, so you get back to back. Now it's back to you, Jake. Third round. Who's your third round draft pick?
All right. So someone already said Sex Bombs, and that was going to probably be my first one. I'm going to say Clash at Demon Head.
Yep, the other one. Yep.
That one, their song in that is still really, really good.
Which is also a cool little Nintendo game as well, which is awesome. Clash of Demon.
Nice.
That's a good pick. Good pick. All right. man,
All right.
I love
my last.
just side note, I love Scott Pilgrim. Just love it. Andy, you're up. You
All
got
right, I'm gonna pick them. I'm gonna go Soggy Bottom Boys. We had to pick it, dude. Oh Brother, Where Art Thou is a fantastic movie, and they're just they're the Soggy Bottom Boys, and the fact that only 9 of them or 3 of them can read or whatever, you have to pay. Soggy Bottom Boys.
Yeah, this is one of the last 3, which means you've nailed where I have to, well, not the last 3. I've got plenty more on here, but the last 3 that I was picking out of. So I guess I'm going to take the other 2. The very first one that I'm going to jump in, man, I got so many other good ones. Bryce mentioned it earlier. Jake, you've said you forgot about it. I'm going Cantina Band, the modal. I'm pulling out Star Wars because I love Star Wars. And our favorite troll out there, which also has a band, our favorite troll out there apparently hates Star Wars. So this is for him. Shout out to you if you're still watching, because I know he watches and lurks. Star Wars isn't, it's really amazing. And may the 4th be with you. And the other one that I'm going to go with is classic Kirk, classic Saturday morning cartoon, classic 80s, gotta have it. Jim and the Holograms, baby.
Yeah.
Gone
Oh
with
my gosh.
Jim. Or I could have went the Misfits, but definitely Jim. Hey, it is 1985, and what are we doing? We're watching Saturday morning cartoons. Jim and the Holograms.
Yeah, great pick. My last pick, adult cartoon in the mid 2000s ish time, 2010, 11, 12. I don't know exactly year, but around that time.
I couldn't pick this because I hate this show, but
I'm going with Death Clock from Metalocalypse.
Metalocalypse.
Death Clock was super cool as a metalhead, very brutal cartoon itself. But yeah, Death Clock. I remember, funny story, just real quick. Dennis, been on the show before. He was the screamer in my band. He and I, on the day that the Death Clock album released, the first one, we went and drove around to different stores to try to buy it, as if there was going to be a long line to get it. And we wound up getting to the mall in Slidell and getting it at FYE. And that was where we
for your entertainment, baby.
And we both bought the album, the deluxe edition, Death Clock, for my final Benjamin. All right, back to you, Jake. Your last pick, Jake.
Jake, and
I'm
then
so
Shaun
upset with
finishing the show
both
off.
of you because you took the final 2 that were on my list for Benjamins, which was Penguin Dan and the Model Nodes.
Yeah.
And the Soggy Bottom Boys. So I guess I'm gonna have to go with Love Handles from Phineas and Ferb.
Nice.
It's on my list, and I forgot to put it because I love that, dude. It's probably a Rushmore of cartoons for me.
It's such a good episode too.
Rushmore of cartoons, not from my childhood. Like it is so well written, and I talk about this all the time. Every episode is great, and yes, they're cool. It's a cool band. Bowling for Soup wrote the song for the show right there.
And performed it.
Yep.
And I think the lead singer of Bowling for Soup might be one of the Love Handles.
Might be.
He's also Chuck E. Cheese. So
yeah,
there's that.
Charles Entertainment.
He is. All right. So Shaun, finish the show off. Let's do it.
I'm going with the B Sharps from The Simpsons.
The B Sharps. Very nice.
Homer's Barbershop Quartet.
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah.
So,
known for Baby on Board. That's what their hit is. Yeah.
So many. I was waiting for California Raisins. Did I miss it? No, you didn't miss it. We didn't mention it, but it was on my list. It was on my list of extras. Andy, you might have forgot this one, and it's not a Benjamin. I'm just throwing this out there for you personally. And I was like, when I saw it, I was like, oh, if he mentions that, that's a deep cut. How about this one? The Pigskin Lovers.
Yeah, that's a good one.
PCU. I was like, oh, he might come out with that.
The only other one that I had here that I was thinking about, that I was kind of tossing around, was since I threw out some love for Parks and Rec, I was going to throw out Scrantonicity for the audience.
Scrantonicity. I kind of had that one out there too. I know you didn't talk about that one as much. But anyways, great show, guys. I had a blast. Can't wait till we do it again. Jake, you fit in perfectly in our community, and we'd love to have you back. Shaun, you are so welcomed here. I love hanging out with you every Thursday whenever you show up in the chat. And we're going to do Toys That Made Us. We got to book a date, and then everybody jump on over. If you haven't already, go to the Real Life Perspective. There is another Real Life Perspective out there. Make sure you pick the right one, and let's go help Shaun crash those hours. You guys helped us. Let's go help them. And then Jake Gektonic, he does a podcast. He does a lot of things on his Instagram. I see him and his wife, and just a lot of pop culture things. Before we head out, guys, you guys share your channel in the chat if you'd like. But let's go. Shaun, you start us off. What do you got going on right now? What's coming up next? And where can they find you?
So I'm on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube here. I drop long form content on Fridays. Me and my boys are always doing box breaks where we're ripping some kind of non-sports, some kind of pop culture trading cards and looking for hits, some kind of sketches or autographs, and all the fun of the hunt for that kind of fun stuff. And I'll do crazy stuff like this, like these 1980s Pac-Man stickers, stuff like that. But if you like that kind of stuff, if you like everything from the Noid, My Pet Monster, some old school WWF, all that great 80s nostalgia, and even some obscure stuff that we'll run across too. We would love to have you as a subscriber. I do live streams where I'll do conversations where we'll have on guests and pick a topic. And then I also do game nights where I play video games and things like that. It's kind of just across the board. So it's a show. So there's going to be different segments along the way of all kinds of different stuff. Everything from Comic-Cons to card ripping to playing video games to live streaming to hanging out and then visiting channels like this one on the Rushmore Show. So thank you guys very much for having me on, and God bless you.
Thank you. Hey, I will say this too. Every now and then you've done the Jackbox games, and I try to.
That is a blast. And I plan on starting that here on our channel on another night, just randomly one day. Be like, hey, show up on a Friday. Let's play. Plan to do some of those things. That is a blast. When I was hanging out with you for that, definitely a good mention there, Andy.
Yeah.
Hey, Andrew, thank you. Yeah, it's been a long journey, and I'm excited to walk across that stage for sure. I do have a few classes this summer. They're allowing me to walk a little early, so I'm not completely finished, but I am, by all intents and purposes, done, because those classes are shortened and very easy from what I'm getting. So, anyways, Jake, welcome, man. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being a part of the Summit Squad now. I can't wait to see what you're doing. Share with the community, other than the fact that you're about to be a dad anytime now. What else we got going on in your world? What can they do to see and visit? And just share with the people that are left that might not have seen earlier. What's got going on?
So I'm at Gektonic on everything: Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. You can see it spelled out down there. But if you're looking for, faith-based comedy, geek-based comedy, all that stuff, come follow me. I got a lot of different series I'm doing. I'm doing a series about I'm getting back into acting, professional acting, and so I'm doing a series on that. I have a talk show called The Late Night Geek, where I interview guests from the internet. I have a lot of different stuff on Instagram. Every platform has different content, and Instagram is a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and possibly a TV show pilot that we're going to be trying to crowdfund here coming up pretty soon. Superhero show, which is definitely not an oversaturated market, but check it out.
Yeah. Hey, so just a heads up. I mean, Andy, we are going to be potentially in a superhero movie in New Orleans as some biker guys.
Apparently, we get caught on fire. So,
apparently, we're supposed to get caught on fire. Yeah, that's a potential thing. Anyways, go follow that guy. His name's Dope Smack. The shtick is that he's the first original New Orleans superhero, which he's not because there's plenty others. But Dope Smack is really awesome. Go follow him. But he's writing a movie and a screenplay, and we're supposed to be in that. So you might be in the presence of somebody that you need to just give a call to, and we can just be a part of a couple superhero movies. I mean, if that's you know, what you need. Anyways, thank you guys for being here. Thank you for the people in the chat. 13 of you, before you leave, make sure you have hit that like button before you hit the get out of here. Next week, let's talk about what is coming on next week. Andy, I don't have my phone, so I can't actually read it.
I don't either have my phone.
But next week is
Javier, right? Javier?
What?
Isn't it Javier?
Javier, I think it's Molave. I haven't asked him how to pronounce his last name, but J&M, he's a ministry. He's also a geek minister. We are doing crime movies. So thanks for reminding. Yeah, we're doing crime movies. So any kind of heist, mafia, even some superheroes might find their way in there. Anything that has to do with crime movies, we are focusing on with Javier. And he is a Christian geek for sure. I met him on a Christian Geek channel, and we'd love to get his stuff out there. He's awesome. So he'll be on next week. And yeah, if you want to be on the show, we are booking sports right now and food. All the way up to September is done. And you pick the topic. I'll send you an email, and we'll chat it up. As you can see, we are at 2.5 hours. It's about where we land recently. And then if we have anything good to talk about, we've actually gone almost 3 once. And but we love you guys. Thank you guys for being here. We totally appreciate you too. If you ever need us for anything, kind of jokingly with the movie, but your podcast, your show, let's plan, Shaun, when we're doing 90s toys that made us. And yeah, and you guys are always welcome. We're going to reach out to you guys again and see if you want to be on again later down the road, and maybe bring a friend or two. So Andy, why don't you end this thing?
Hey, I also want to just say this real quick. Tomorrow on Instagram, you will see, it'll be on Instagram and on Facebook. We'll have a poll up. Not that, we do this for votes or whatever, but it's just fun. If you go in there, you'll see all of our picks from tonight. Remember, click vote and vote on who you think had the best top 4, right? Just for some fun engagement there. But either way, thank you guys. Echoing kind of everything Kirk said. Thank you guys for being on tonight. And now I know the movies and TV shows I need to watch tomorrow. So appreciate that for that. But anyway, hey, let's say goodnight like we always do. This is the Rushmore Show, where it's all about your top 4.
And nothing
nothing more.
more.
Peace out.